All right, y'all. Let's get this show on the road. Don't plan to go on for too long. Keep it nice and tight. Got work to do, bro. Trying to get this game up and going. Whew. All right. Now, did I read this right that this person was going to propose? Or am I tripping? That they were going to propose to the individual. All right. Let's see. Bada bing, bada boom. Yes. Bro, I gotta work out today. Salmon and fish and greens. It's a heavy meal, bro. And potatoes, bro. Definitely gotta work out. Ooh. Alright. Y'all know what it is. It's Disagreement Day. Call in with disagreements. If y'all have any. Do you see that Discord on Twitter with the Studio Ghibli AI? What do you mean the Discord on Twitter? What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean. Discord on Twitter. Je ne sais pas. Oh, man. Trump to raise taxes on the rich. Trump's gonna raise taxes on the rich? Did I read that correctly? Or is Drudge like tripping? I know that can't go over well. Not gonna lie, I think Trump's gonna get assassinated. Scoop, Trump might let taxes rise for the rich to cover breaks on tips. To cover breaks on tips? Fam, what? You heard it here, bro. I genuinely think this man's gonna get popped. You're just messing with people's money, bro. You can't be messing with people's money like this. I'm unsure success and surprising option help Allow richest Americans' tax rates to rise in return for cutting taxes on tips. Some White House officials have believe letting income taxes on the highest earners rise would buy breathing room on other priorities and help blunt Democrats' attack as they seek to extend President Trump's 2017 tax cut. That's insane. That's a good move though. That's a very good move. Everybody wins in there. Because it will make it seem as Democrats have some power. Trump fulfills a campaign promise. Frederick says a happy birthday shout out to a great friend and mod, Mr. GC. GC, it's your birthday? Happy birthday. Everyone say happy birthday to GC. But not mispronounce it. Spell it incorrectly so he understands. If you all spell it correctly, he won't understand. So y'all have to spell it incorrectly. That's the only way he'll understand if you spell it incorrectly. So what's the game plan, GC? What are you going to do?
Welcome to the amazing army.
BB says, happy birthday, GC. He said Bills. God dog, man. He said Bills. Bro. Yeah, you gotta spell they spelled it incorrectly so you can understand that they're wishing you a happy birthday. The family didn't do anything special? They didn't get you anything? Did wifey make a special meal or something? Anything? No, that's the wildest spelling I've ever seen. This man said YPPAH. Yippa Bit Earth Dia, bruh. That's wild. She took you out to eat? Okay, that's nice. He gets it, Lucas? Oh, I know he gets it. That's probably, out of all the messages, that's probably his favorite one. He was like, oh, I understand that one. I know what he's saying. He's wishing me a happy birthday. Frederick was smart. Frederick wished him in Chinese. Y'all know GC knows, he knows Chinese, right? Y'all know that, right? Because he's an agent of the Chinese government. I shouldn't say that, bro. I don't want ICE to raid his fucking house. I don't want ICE to raid his house. I don't want to do that, bro. I should stop saying that. All it takes is one person like, I got a hot tip, man. Apparently this guy named GC, he's a Chinese op. Just want to let you guys know. Yeah, I ain't trying to get your house fucking raided by the fucking ICE. Sir, Mr. GC, stay where you are. You're being arrested.
Welcome to the amazing army.
Not arrested, excuse me. Detained. You're being detained. You're being detained. Black Ash Ketchum.
The amazing army.
Get the 5 subs. Thomas Lowe, 86. That guy sounds like a pervert, bro.
Welcome to the amazing army.
Surfactant? These sound like weirdos, bro. These are the people who sound like Lovely Day. Bro, all these people, every single one of them sound like they have like a pro porn account. You know how certain sites, in order to see like certain videos, you got to have a membership. They sound, all those people who got membership sound like they got it. They took time out of their day to create like a porn account. I don't know, man. That just those names are a little sus, bro. I'm just saying. They're a little sus. Thoughts on the Waka Flocka? Actually, I'm curious what your thoughts are. I'm curious what your thoughts are, because I don't know, man. I don't think I understand this one. Let me see if I can pull it up. I'm curious what y'all think about this one. That's sriracha, bro. That's sriracha be hit. That's sriracha, man. I'm telling you, man. That's sriracha, bro. Shit. With the salmon and the greens and the rice. God, oh.
Let's say, because to me, I feel like marriage is very different from being husband and wife. I feel like most people are trained and groomed.
Wait. Marriage is very different from being husband and wife? Wait, hold on. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I'm drunk, bro. I could be drunk. Hold on, let me hear this. All right, let me minimize this so we can all see. Because I thought I heard that incorrectly.
Let's say, because to me, I feel like marriage is very different from being husband and wife. I feel like most people are trained and groomed to get married and have children. That's the way the world works. And somehow women feel like they're more valued. They feel like they're almost a better if you are a wife and a mother. Now, being husband and wife, biblically speaking,
you are literally of more value, bruh. You've created life. What is up with these women trying to, like...
Welcome to the Amazing Army.
Undermine themselves. Ty says, happy birthday, brother. Happy birthday, brother GC. You are officially almost at my level. By the way, I blame Zero, the clown, for whatever happens next. What the fuck does that mean? That sounds like an ominous threat. Ty, you not a fucking terrorist, are you? This nigga's a domestic terrorist. Yo, let me just say this. FBI, I don't know this nigga Ty. I've never seen him, bro. I don't know what he looks like. I don't know where he looks like. I don't even know if he exists, bro. I just want to be clear. I don't know nothing about this fool. Nothing about him. Gun to head, know nothing about him. Okay. I just want to be clear. I don't know this nigga. Don't know him at all, bro. I don't. I've never seen him. Just so we're clear. This man sounded like that's usually what they say when they're doing like a hostage situation. Whatever happens next is on you.
Amazing Army.
The fuck? What the fuck? Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Ash Ketchum gifted 5 subs. You gifted 5 subs? Oh, was it? Oh, that's right. He gifted the 5 subs to all the Dale's doo-doo shorts? Fam. Yo, GC. Why do we have all these weirdos in the chat when it's your birthday, bro? I've never in my life come across somebody named Dale's doo-doo shorts. This man comes out during GC's birthday. GC, I know a setup when I see one. Predator says GC said he liked Uno live streams back as a birthday present. Okay. Why are all these weirdos here, GC? What is doo-doo pants, bro? Why are y'all... These definitely GC people. These sound like graduates. Doo-doo pants. And then freaking Ash Ketchum gives him a fucking a membership. Dale's doo-doo shorts. What the fuck? Whoa, what? Yo, man. Tell your students to get out of here, GC. Tell your students to please get out of here, bro. After that, of course, they wish you a happy birthday. Damn. So how old are you, GC? Like 60? Or are we at the point that we don't discuss age? I think GC is 60 if I'm not mistaken. He's yeah, see, told you. That man's up there, bro. That man's up there. GC's at the point where we're gonna start asking him to give us Christmas presents. Like, yo, GC, what you got me for my birthday, bro? What you got? GC's at the point where he gives other people presents on his birthday. That's where he's at, bro. GC's at the point where he doesn't get presents for his birthday anymore. He gives other people presents for their birthdays. That's what he does. He's at that age. Frederick says, a mascot for Howlin' Rays? Yes, bro. This man's got a stomach of adamantium. A stomach of adamantium, because that Howlin' Rays is fucking garbage. I was this close, bro. This close to filing a police report on GC. But I started thinking about it. I was like, I don't want to give this man a record. He got kids. He got a wife. And like I don't want to fuck up his day. But I was this close to going to the police station and filing a report on your ass, bro. Dead ass. Dead ass. I was about to file a report on you, bro. Like, this is attempted murder. What happened, sir? This nigga tried to kill me. He tried to kill me. Talking about Howlin' Rays. So technically, you owe me one, GC. That's your birthday present. I didn't send you to jail for attempted murder. That's your birthday present. You're welcome. I don't think I told you that, but that's what almost happened. You almost went to jail, bro. And you would have been locked up in the court system for a minute, bro. You would have been locked up in the court system for a minute. Because I would have definitely said, hey, he's a danger. He's a threat to society. Don't give him bail. Don't give him bond. Don't give him nothing. No, that was the subscriber with Doo-Doo Short's name. What do you mean that was the subscriber with Doo-Doo Short's name? You tell me GC's trans? What are you talking about? Are there any big announcements, GC? You having you having another child? You coming out as a woman? Like, come on, give us something. Shit. Make it exciting. What are you gonna do? You gonna cut off like your ring finger and become an assassin? Like, come on. Give us something, bro. Tell us something, bro. Like, what are you doing, bro? You trying to become a NASCAR driver or something? Something life-changing? You trying to become the governor of Vegas or something? Like, what's the deal? Like, what are you doing? You don't get that surgery that Trayvon got where they break your femur and then they grow, you get taller? What you gonna do, bro? Come on, do something. Do something exciting. You gonna, like, I don't know, throw a dove or something in the air? Some shit? You gonna have wifey, mess with some milk? Like, what's the deal? What are we doing? Rome, howdy. Howdy, Rome. No, I meant that's who my mascot super chat was referring to, not GC. Oh, the mascot. Oh. I think, I don't know. I think GC's a better mascot. Actually, no. Doo-doo pants. What was it? Doo-doo shorts? You're right, Frederick. You're right. Doo-doo shorts is a better mascot for Howlin' Rays. You're absolutely correct. Doo-doo shorts is a better mascot for Howlin' Rays, bro. Lucas wants me to get a white woman so bad. No, sir. Sir, I'm just trying to, see what's going on in your birthday, bro. You older than dirt, so I'm just trying to see what you trying to do, bro. That's all I'm trying to see. Like, you want to, I don't know, maybe, I think you should do, like, something crazy. Get a motorcycle or some shit. Get a motorcycle. I don't know. Get an iPhone. That'd be real crazy. Get a fucking iPhone. No, don't get an iPhone, because then I'll probably have to call the police for, like, a wellness check. Any mofo who goes from an Android to an iPhone, I definitely gonna have to call a wellness check to make sure that mofo is okay. I'm gonna mail you an Xbox. Don't do that, sir. I already have one. I'm good. I got one by accident. I got mine by accident. Age shaming is wild. Who is age shaming, bro? There ain't no age shaming. He knows he's older than dirt. Who do you think was writing the scriptures? That's GC, bro. If you look real close on some of the like the original Bible, bro, on the original Bible, I think what was it, Mark or Matthew? He didn't write it all, but he added a few periods. Because Matthew was like, all right, GC, you put a period right here. He's like, that's it. That's all you're gonna do. Yeah, bro. We got royalty in the chat. Y'all don't know. GC was part of the original Egyptians. Okay? Y'all don't even know that. Y'all know those pictures, what they call them, hieroglyphs on the walls? That's GC. On one of them, it actually looked like GC. It was like this. I was like, I know that fucking face. That's GC. I'm telling y'all, bro. This man has been around. This man he's been here for a minute, bro. He's been here for a minute. Okay? You ask GC what a dinosaur looks like, he'll tell you. And he ain't bullshitting neither. He had a pet raptor, from what I heard. Called him Jimmy. He like, little Jimmy. Good Jimmy. Go get daddy some food. Shit's crazy, bro. Shit's crazy. I don't know what to tell you. Android to iPhone, pretty sure that's worth a life sentence. Yeah, that is a life sentence. A life sentence of pain and suffering. GC's legit, though. GC's legit. Because GC's a vampire. Y'all know that, right? That's how he can be around for all this time. He's a vampire. He's like, what? He probably older. Like, when I say older than dirt, I mean older than dirt. He's been here for a minute, bro. GC is like a Viltrumite. He's had I think this is like his fourth family. If I'm not mistaken, this is like his fourth family. Why do you think he has all the advice? Yeah, so what you want to do when the baby is crying, you want to turn over, pop it on on his stomach, and that's why, because it belches, and then you have to flip it over. How do you know all this? How do you know? Well, I've just been around. I've been around. Isn't that crazy? This man has been around this entire time and still can't fucking spell happy birthday. I just find that insane, bro. He's been around this entire... He's been on this planet so long that now he's trolling the planet. Is that insane? A vampire who owns a university. Exactly. Is that not crazy? He's been on the planet for so long that he's trolling the planet. He's trolling humans. He got a whole university to miseducate people. Is that insane? Like how crazy is that? DEI caveman is crazy. Bro, who said DEI caveman? Fucking DEI caveman is nasty work. That's nasty work. Frederick says you calling him the immortal. Oh man, they made a movie off of him, The Immortals. Wait, they did. GC's the black guy in The Immortals. I'll be damned. Black guy. Hot damn. I was like, I know I've seen this face before. What was it? The Immortals. What was it called? I forgot what that shit movie was called. What was it called, bro? Eternals. That's what it was. Eternals. Black guy Eternals. The Eternals. Where's the black guy? Damn, they don't even have any of the scenes of the black guy. Whoa, what the fuck is this? Infamous scene that took a different world off the air? Low. Wait, is that... That's gotta be AI. I know that's AI. Gotta stay on the mission, though. Who's the black guy? Where's the black... Oh, shit.
Oh, I thought that was the black guy. I don't know what his name is. They don't even have any scenes of him. That's crazy. They don't have any scenes of him. O says, first, timeout Ty. That's insane. Damn, Ty. Second, happy birthday to GC. Third, make PGT great again and limit the bussy, por favor. Fourth, why don't anyone stay dead on Invincible? Lastly, I missed my member milestone. Oh, I missed it? Where did I miss it? That's crazy. Leave the bussy. Where did we talk about? We didn't talk about any bussy on PGT? Happy birthday, GC. How come GC claimed that we've watched videos during PGT when we haven't? Also, may we limited the amount of bussy on PGT? Yeah, I thought so. I thought we didn't see that movie, that episode either. And GC was like, nah, we saw this last year. Like, sir, how the fuck do you remember what we saw last year? You see what I'm talking about? Nigga's a vampire, bro. Motherfucker's a vampire. What the fuck you mean you remember seeing this? Sir, you've seen everything, okay? You've seen everything on the internet. You've been here longer than everyone here, okay? Just because you've seen it doesn't mean that we've seen it. You were here during the invention of the internet. We get it. Goodness gracious. I heard the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs was named GC. Could there be a correlation? Yo, we should just have a GC, a roast GC fucking stream. That's what we should have. Who's like, it's his birthday. It should just be a whole fucking roast GC birthday stream. That's what we should start having for like members, bro. If you have a birthday and you're a member, we just have a fucking whole day. We just roast the fuck out of you. The reason King Tut died was because GC fed him howling rays. Holy fuck, man. GC, you fucking committed genocide? God, dog. You're a sick bastard, bro. You're a sick bastard. That's crazy. Bro, I know if my stomach can't handle it, and I can eat anything, bro. I could eat banquets, TV dinners. I lived off of TV dinners for a minute. Hot Pockets. I can eat anything. Okay, I've eaten all the fast food restaurants from here to Kingdom Come. Okay, my body rejected howling rays. So if I can't eat it, I know he was killing people. I know he was going back in time telling, just try it. It's good. It's good. People are dying, fucking just dying there on the floor. Just. Yeah, bro, I'm just saying. Pause and I can eat anything. Why y'all need to just like chill, bro. I have to pause and I can eat anything? I think, nigga, that sounds like a you problem. I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounds like a you problem. That's crazy. I have to. That's insane. Mofos just put it in just random pauses. Pause. You said putting it in. What? I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. Pause. I need to laugh really bad. Stock market is negative 700. Oh, I didn't even open up E-Trade, bro. I didn't even open up E-Trade. There's no point in opening up E-Trade right now. That shit is in the gutter.
Welcome to the amazing army.
But I'm not gonna lie, this is the perfect time to buy. Everything's on sale. Everything's on sale right now, bro. That's how I see it. That's usually when people make their money.
It's during lows, recessions, and stuff. Bernard Bryant says they say BC is known as before Christ, even though before BC we have GC as gathering consciousness, ancient era wisdom. Oh, man. DBZ says, did you see how Jesse Waters said because we bombed Japan and became allies with them, that it is totally fine if we burn bridges with Denmark to get Greenland? Fox is as ridiculous as ever. What? I don't even take them as serious, bro. I genuinely do not take them seriously. Like, nothing they say, I'm like, I can't even be shocked anymore. I just can't even be shocked anymore. It's just entertainment. Like, at this point, it's just pure unadulterated entertainment. Because they just be saying crazy shit. Just crazy wild shit. And the only issue with them saying wild shit is that they're a bunch of fucking dum-dums who watch them. That's the only issue, bro. Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But what is this about?
It's completely different. The way that you show up in your relationship, how you show up for your partner, the things that you go through and how you grow through the things that life throws at you is completely different than when you're just married. So that being said, scenario.
Welcome to the Amazing Army.
I don't understand. What's the point that she's making? I don't understand. We live in the clown world timeline. Bro, ain't that the truth, Nash? I should buy into XRP. I don't give money advice. But I already have XRP. Bro. But I need something to hit, bro. I need to find a leprechaun. I need to find, like, I don't know, like a lost family member who leaves me a bunch of millions of dollars. Like, I need something, fam. Something gotta give. That's all I know, man. That's all I know. Something's gotta give. Like, I'm at the point where if I were to come across a bag of money, like a whole bunch of money, like a bag of money, I would just take it and take the family and move to fucking, I don't know, Antarctica or some shit. I would just take the money and be like, yo, fuck it. I don't give a fuck if it's from the mafia. I don't give a fuck if it's from the cartel. Like, nigga, I'm leaving, bro. We just going underground. That's where I'm at right now, bro. Actually, no, fuck the cartel. I'm not gonna fuck with them, bro. If it's from the cartel, I'm gonna leave that shit alone. But if it's like from mofos who just robbed the bank, man, I'm taking that shit and leaving. Bro. I'm saying, let's go now. What? Let's go. I got the plane tickets. Let's go. I won't even get plane tickets. I'll just get a private fucking flight. I'll go to Santa Monica. Airport and be like, I need to go now. How much is it gonna cost? It's gonna cost you around 20K. Bet, done. Let's go now. No questions asked. Fly me over here. That's where I'm at right now. Pause on I need something to hit. How is that a pause? Y'all be doing mental gay-nastics. I'm gonna start calling it. I've dubbed it gay-nastics, bro. Where mofos try to make everything gay. Y'all doing mental gay-nastics. Stop doing gay-nastics, bro. Stop doing gay-nastics. Because this is crazy. They be trying to make everything gay, bro. They be trying to stretch, flip, twist to make everything gay. Stop doing mental gay-nastics, bro. Stop doing it. Sid Nickel says, Hot Wheels beat that. Bruh. They were big mad over that one. Mofo's learning from Diddy? I guess. I'm like, They are just doing like just the most. They are doing the most above all to try and make shit gay. Just the above all to try and make shit gay. It's gotten so bad that you got mofos shaving their fucking eyelashes. Like, what? You shaving your eyelashes so you can become more masculine? Yo, how about we take it a step back, bro? How about we pause on all this shit, bro? Just for a second. Just for like a minute, bro. Just for like a minute, because I think y'all have lost the plot. I think some of y'all have lost the plot. Y'all have lost the plot just a little bit. That's all I'm saying. Nah, you lying? I'm dead ass. That's like a new trend. Apparently, dudes are shaving their eyelashes so they can look more masculine. I'm like, what? Mental Trayvon Nastics. That's dirty work, Ty. What did Trayvon do to you? Mental Trayvon Nastics is dirty work, bro. That's some mean shit. Trayvon, do you owe Ty money? Ty usually doesn't just, blind fire like that. So what did you do? He associated your name with Bussy. I'm just letting you know what he did. I didn't do. I'm just relaying the message. Don't kill the messenger. He didn't tell you he was a descendant of Diddy? What? Trayvon, you a descendant of Diddy? What does he mean by that? Is Diddy like a cousin? An uncle? You got Diddy money? Like, what's going on, bro? Trayvon, where'd you go? This man Trayvon got real quiet all of a sudden. What's going on here? He kind of looked like Diddy when we start listening to Alcoholics. When did we start listening to Alcoholics? Wait, Alcoholics, wouldn't the alcoholic tell the truth though? Because isn't that the whole point? Is that it inhibits your filter? Damn. Alcoholics and Diddy, bro. That's crazy. That's wild. He said, when do we start listening to Alcoholics? That's whew. I'm gonna start having a drink during these streams, bro, just to get through them. Y'all are crazy. Nah, Ty say random goofy stuff. Does he? Maybe I don't notice.
Let's say, because to me, I feel like marriage is very different from being husband and wife. I feel like most people are trained and groomed to get married and have children. That's the way the world works. And somehow women feel like they're more valued. They feel like they're almost a better, if you are a...
Do y'all just hear this from the right? I only hear this in the right ear. I think my earbuds are fucked.
Wife and a mother. Now, being husband and wife, biblically speaking, is completely different. The way that you show up in your relationship, how you show up for your partner, the things that you go through, and how you grow through the things that life throws at you is completely different than when you're just married. So,
what the fuck is she talking about? How is husband and wife different from them when you're married? Like, what the fuck is she saying? This is what I'm talking about. Fine dumb women, bro. Fine dumb women. She fine, but she's stupid as fuck. Everything in your body is like, yo, I would definitely hit that. But don't do it. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. Don't do it. I know you're like, Lucas, this is bad though. Look at them lips. Look at that. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's different if somebody's ignorant. You can fix ignorance. You can't fix stupid. You can't fix stupid, bro. And there is nothing worse than having a stupid baby mama. That you do not want to have that. You can have an ignorant baby mama. You can have a wildin' out baby mama. You have a fucking stupid one, though. You don't want that, bro. You don't want that. Don't do it.
So that being said, scenario, You're on a boat in the middle of the ocean with your wife and your child, and it's still a young child. Both of them get lodged into the water.
My wife.
You're gonna save your wife?
Yeah.
Why?
It's my wife.
Who? I'm curious. How many of y'all agree with this? I'm just curious. I'm just genuinely curious. Who do you save? Who do y'all save? I'm just curious. Like I'm very curious.
Period. That's it.
I love my wife before I love my child.
Why was the broom late for work? Because it overswept. Lol. CD Ninja says, Christian context. The Bible emphasizes that God comes first, followed by one spouse, with children coming after that. Ah, got you. I get that. But interesting.
How the could I choose my child over something or someone that created you? I come respectfully. I gotta make another one. Cause I cannot make the same woman I love. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Like you can't play with love. Like real talk. And
That's interesting, man. That's truly interesting. DBZ says, not gonna be your wife for long if you do something like that. Honestly, I don't know how many wives would stay with their husband. Like, think about that. How many wives would stay with? I'm just saying. You think that you're like, yo, I'm doing this because but I'm like, what wife would stay with their husband? I don't know. I would think that would be a mind fuck, because now it's like, well, I have to watch out for my child. He's not gonna watch out for the child. He's worried about. I don't know. I'm curious. I'm curious what women would think about that. Because a woman, that maternal instinct is to save the child. She'd be like, yo, fuck it. Save her. I'll be fine. I'll figure it out. Like, for you to just be like, yo, fuck that kid. Like, you created that. You created that kid, that child. And you're just gonna be like, sorry. I don't know a lot of women that would just be okay with that. I'm just curious. I don't know a lot of women, because she probably has a stronger attachment because it came from her. And you just let that die? I don't know a lot of mothers that would choose themselves over their children. So the fact that you would choose them over the child, that's going to be a rough fucking marriage. I don't think that marriage would last. I'm just saying. I don't think that marriage would last. Because that is wild. That is wild. But I don't know. Maybe there's women out there like, yeah, we can make another one. I don't know a lot of women who think that way. Right? There are women out there that are fucking crippled via an abortion, bruh. They got an abortion and they're crippled. Hell, there's women out there that are crippled through fucking birth control. There are women who are like, yo, fuck, this shit is fucking up my system and blah, 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 whoop-de-whoop, yada, yada, yada. So you have to understand that.
And this ain't for people that's inspiring to be loved or living in just bought an apartment with each other, conversation. Nah, it is real.
Sin says they'll let a guy away with anything if he's attractive enough. Nah, that doesn't go for letting a child fucking die, bro. What are we talking? I don't think that I don't know if that applies for fucking killing a child. I could be wrong. I'm sure there's some crazies out there, but I don't know a lot of women who would be like, you know what? I'm gonna let that slide because you fine, but don't do that again. Don't let our baby die. Okay, next time, save the baby. That's gonna be a tough sell. I'm not gonna lie. That's gonna be a tough sell, pimpin'. Just putting that out there. DBZ says Sin is thinking of imaginary women because that sounds like some red pill nonsense. No, he's right. He's right to an extent. It just doesn't. There are boundaries to that, right? It's the same thing when it comes to like a fine woman. A fine woman can get away with a lot of stuff, right? She can. She can push your button. She can maybe do some shit. Like, you say, I don't allow anybody to eat in my car, right? I used to have that rule. Nobody, you can't eat in my car, bro. You get a fine woman and she's like, I'm hungry though. I want to eat the French fries. Like, okay, just be careful. Just be careful. Now, if she was fucking ugly, I'd be like, bitch, wait until we get home, okay? Wait until we get home and you can go, I'll drive you back or whatever. It just is what it is. But there are limitations, bruh. There are limitations to how far that can take you. Like, if she's like, I have to use the bathroom, I'm like, wait till we get home, and then she pulls down her panties and starts taking a shit in my fucking seat. I'm not gonna be like, oh, okay, I understand. You are fine, so I'm gonna let you slide. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen, bruh. So, there are limitations, bruh. There are boundaries. There are boundaries for everything. There are boundaries for everything and everyone. Okay? Now, someone else's boundaries may be a little bit further than, the next person, but they still have boundaries. So I don't know how attractive you have to be in order to let your child die and your wife be like, I'll get over it. I know you made the right decision. It's just hard for me. I just need some time to get over it. I don't know, man. That nigga must be the fucking end-all be-all, bruh. That mofo must be the end-all be-all of attractiveness. Because that's something else, man. That is something else. Or else, did you also think about maybe the bitch is crazy? Did that ever pop your mind? Did that idea ever go, maybe the bitch is just fucking crazy. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the bitch is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Did that ever cross your mind? Maybe, huh? That maybe it's not his attractiveness. Maybe she's just fucking unhinged. Lord in heaven.
So I know that kid, he wasn't meant for you.
Oh, Heavenly Father. He said, well, the kid could have swam. Should have learned to swim. Means you were meant to die. Simple as that. That's something else, man. That's something else. I'm not gonna lie. That's fucking wild.
I feel the same way.
Oh, yeah, we're cooked. From this day forward, I identify as a non-black, Asian, Puerto Rican, what's all the other good ones? Jewish, Asian. Did I say Asian? I said Asian twice. Indian, Native American, white, non-binary, trying to make sure I have my bases covered. Patriot. That's what I identify it says from now on. That's like you saying some crazy shit to like a girl to like scare her off. Like, bitch, let me, like, you know what? I love fucking, like, I don't know. You say some crazy, I can't even think of some crazy shit. I don't know. I love like licking tires and smelling them. They're my favorite. I love doing that, right? You saying this because you're like, bitch, get the hint. I don't want to talk to you. And she goes, oh my gosh, I love doing that too. I thought it was just me. I told you these five. Did I not tell you at the beginning when she started talking stupid shit, talking about, well, marriage is different from a husband and wife? Did I not tell you? I was like, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Did I not say that from the jump? Did I not say that? Did I not call it out? I was like, leave it alone. Don't leave it alone. Don't go near it, bro. I know it's fine, but don't go near it. It's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Don't go near it. Pulled the plug on the planet, cuz. The fuck was that?
For an apartment with each other, the conversation, nah, it's real. So I know that
people
kid.
Should never have kids. Bro, they the type that like, yo, I gotta eat. Fuck them kids. I gotta eat first. They're the type that if there was no food or there was like a small ounce of food in the refrigerator, they would eat that shit and let their kids starve. They'd be like, listen, bitch, I can have another. I created you, did I not? Okay, so I eat first, okay? I eat first. I can create another one of you. You can't create another one of me. That's fucking, whew. goodness.
It wasn't meant for you.
I feel the same way.
But
She's saying that with a smile and everything. Like, yes, finally, someone agrees with me. Bitch, you're crazy.
And you know, I got thousands of comments of people saying that's because you've never been a mother, that you've never given birth yet. Oh, and he's gonna divorce.
Yeah, that's right. That is correct. You'd be surprised that once you have a little fucking human being in your life, that things start to change. Like, the fact that you're saying this and you believe it won't change is fucking terrifying. Like, what are we talking about? Like, as a man, I can imagine that you having a little child in your life, like, even thinking about it. Because I'm like, yo, I'm trying to, I may have to pop one out, bro. By next year. Next year is the game plan. But even thinking about that, being in that headspace, now it's like, okay, well, I have to take care of myself. I have to make sure that I'm healthy, I can be active, right? But also you're thinking of like, yo, I have to raise this kid. I have to teach this child to be a man, or teach your daughter how to be a woman, and teach them all this, and then you have to worry about people outside and interact. It changes how you think, your perspective on life. So for her to just be like, they say this because I don't have a baby and I don't have a child, and I'm like, yeah, that's right. Let me just tell you something. It's probably a little bit different. Okay, I know, just even being in a marriage, it's a little bit different from being in an apartment, okay, and waking up whenever the fuck I wanted to wake up and going to the gym whenever I wanted, and having, got monies where I like, you know what, maybe I'll just fly here for the weekend. Maybe we just go here for a weekend. Maybe we just go here. A little bit different, bruh. Okay? A little bit different. Just a little bit different, bruh. A little bit different. It's like, you know what, maybe I want to get some Uber Eats tonight. Maybe I want fucking McDonald's today. I want McDonald's in the morning, McDonald's in the afternoon, and McDonald's at night. And then tomorrow, I'm just going to do it all over again, but I'm going to switch it up. Or a little bit different. And then it gets a whole lot fucking different once you have a little fucking human being. Then it gets a whole lot different. A whole lot different. I'm sure GC could write a book on how different it is. I'm sure these mofos in the chat who have children can write books on how different it is. That's not how you think anymore. That's not what you do anymore. How long do you sleep? What do you mean how long? I don't know. I don't count how long I sleep. I just wake up when I wake up. Oh, yeah, that's not how that works. Yeah, that's not how that works at all. I don't know what to tell you. Like, what? The shit people say. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, that's not how. Well, I don't know, man. These people, this is a new breed. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody is supposed to have children. Isn't it Chad who's like, I don't want any kids because he's selfish? I'm like, I respect that. I respect that a million times over. Because there are these people out there that think that they want to have children. And those are the worst type of people, bro. Those are the worst fucking type of people. They think that they want to have children. Well, yeah, I kind of want to do. The worst fucking people on the fucking planet. Because when shit hits the fan, and it will hit the fan. It will hit the fan. They don't give you any instruction manual when you get out of the fucking hospital. They just give you the baby and say, take care, and send you a bill afterwards. If God forbid you don't have insurance, you're going to get a bill regardless, but shit. That's all that happens, bro. That is literally all that happens. Okay? I'm thinking maybe the doctor goes over, okay, this is what you can expect on the first week, the second week, the third week, in a few months, right? Something the nurses, no. They give the baby to the wife. Okay, y'all sign this shit off. Okay, we just need to make sure y'all sign this shit off. Okay, y'all signed it off? Okay, cool, bet. You good, you can get out of here. That's it. That is literally it. You get it. She goes in the car, and you drive your ass wherever the fuck you driving. If it's a hotel, you living in a hotel. If it's in the car, you sleep in the car. They don't give a fuck. We did our job. Our job was to deliver the baby, make sure it's safe and sound. Y'all take care from now on. Next. That's what the fuck happens, bro. They ain't no instruction manual. You got a whole fresh ass baby. And it's just like, okay, all right. That's it, bruh. That's it. You don't know what to feed the mofo. You don't like, well, it drinks breast milk, right? You got titties, right? Okay. The titties are kicking in, right? Okay, yeah. So feed the baby. When does it start eating like solid foods or like, bro? It's like having a dog almost. Not to the same extent, but you know, like dogs, how dogs can die off of anything. I didn't know this shit. I didn't know because I was trying to feed. I give the dogs anything, and wifey be like, you can't do that. They'll die if you eat them. I don't know. Apparently, dogs are allergic to chocolate. I'm like, fuck, that's a horrible thing to be allergic for. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I was like, they can have some fucking chocolate raisins or some shit. Like, whatever. I'm not gonna eat the rest. Here, have this shit. You can't do. No, don't do that. They'll die. Like, they'll die. What? The chocolate. You can't give them. You can't give them chocolate. So apparently, apparently they die off of stupid shit. I don't know why they die off of stupid shit. I didn't know that. Nigga, you didn't know that? No. What the fuck? I'm not a dog. Why the fuck would I know what dogs eat? The fuck? I assume they eat anything that I eat, bro. What are we talking about? I think the only reason that they eat the dog food is because it's cheaper to make. What the fuck am I gonna give a fucking steak to a dog for? They ain't gonna fucking enjoy a filet mignon. They don't know. They don't want to appreciate that shit. But anyways, so I learned by the day. I learned by the day of what dogs can and can't have. That is, bro. Imagine that times 1,000,000 when it comes to a baby, times 1,000,000, bro. And then I was reading on what was the fuck I was reading? Because I'm trying to prepare myself. There was something called where the baby just dies in his sleep. Do y'all know what that's called? It's like called fucking, I don't know. I so badly want to say permadeath. but that's a video game reference. It's like a condition, I don't know, where the baby can just fucking die in its sleep or some shit. SIDS? Yeah, it says SIDS. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck you mean? A baby can die in sleep. Yeah, it can just die in his sleep. I was like, okay, what's the cure to SIDS? Like, what? Does a nigga need like an extra vitamin D or something? Like, what's the deal? Give motherfucker, give him more sun, put him out in the sun like fucking Lion King. Okay, make sure this nigga is golden brown around the edges and everything. They were like, we don't know what the fuck causes it. I was like, what? Y'all don't know what the fuck causes fucking SIDS? Bro, man, kudos to GC and the rest of y'all, bro. Kudos to GC and the rest of y'all. Can you imagine going through this experience with a dumb fucking wife? Can you imagine that? Ladies, can you imagine going through this experience with a dumb fucking husband? I don't know how. Can you imagine going through that with only one parent? Salute y'all, bro. Salute. Because that shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. I have no idea. No idea, bruh. No idea. And then apparently all kids are different. Because I'm trying to see, like, what's the median, bruh? What are we talking about? What's the average, like, of these, like, what's the possibility I get a fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs or I get, like, an easy child? They're like, all kids are different. Some kids just sleep. Some kids don't fucking sleep. I'm like, what? What? I'm not used to all these fucking, like, give me an average. Give me something. We don't know. It depends. Hey, that's the fucking same question. It just depends. You don't know until you get it. Right? Your child can be easy in the early years and then be difficult in the later years. Okay, so what determines that? We don't know. It depends. It depends. It depends. I'm like, wait, what? You telling me I can do everything in my power to raise this child? Like, we go to church, we pray over our food, thank you, Lord, Heavenly Father. And then all of a sudden, this nigga turns like 16 or some shit and goes, fucking hail Satan, fucking hail Satan, fucking hail Satan. What? The fuck? What? Bro, I'll tell you about a trick bag, bro. This sounds like a trick bag. This sounds like a trick bag, bro. Like, what the fuck you talking about? It depends. This shit is crazy. I'm not even gonna lie. This shit is crazy, bro. That's why I'm trying to get all the information I can, bro. All the information I can. and then don't even talk about schools, and then you got to talk about insurance and shit. Bro, I know what a bad doctor is as an adult. How the fuck you gonna have a bad doctor for your baby? Like, it's a baby. Like, you can't afford to have a bad doctor with a fucking baby. It's not gonna have a lot of chances, right? If I get a bad doctor, I'm like, you know what, we can figure some shit out, right? Nigga tells me to take some medicine, it fucks up my stomach or something, right? Okay, whatever, I just don't go back to them. Like, that's not the same thing as a baby. The baby has no immune system, right? It has no immune system, so you gotta be careful. You can't let it get sick or fucking shit or so, because it'll just die. It'll just, and it's fucking dead. So I'm like, holy fuck, man. This is insane. This is fucking insane, bro. It's fucking insane. And then I started reading about women, bro. The women, they get postmortem, depression or some shit, where they start killing the baby. I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Yo, salute to all y'all, bro. Salute. Happy birthday, fucking GC. Kudos to you, bro. That shit is. I was like, what? You tell me I gotta worry about the baby just magically fucking dying, right? And then I also have to worry about the wife just coming in to, in the middle of the night, just going, like, what the fuck is this shit, bro? What the fuck are we talking about? What? This shit is crazy. Crazy. Fucking crazy, bro. I don't know what to tell y'all, bro. Kudos to y'all, bro. Kudos to y'all. The more Lucas talk about, the more I understand why it's so many F up people out there. Yeah, bro. You really gotta dot your I's and cross your T's, bro, when it comes to like another human being. Like, think about it, it's another human being. Like, we all have like memories and experiences. Like, now you are responsible for those memories. Because we all have fucked up memories. At least one fucked up memory, right? Where you wake up in the middle of the night and be like, I shouldn't have been mean to that girl in fucking 4th grade. I should have called Ashley back in high school. Damn, I'm a piece of shit. Damn. You are now responsible for that shit, bro. You are now responsible for the memories and experiences of another human being, bro. Right? And we all have those good memories of like our parents and stuff like that. So I'm like, God, dog, this is a lot, man. This is a lot of fucking responsibility. This is a lot of fucking work. And now we got students fucking the children now. I didn't have that growing up. I never once worried about fucking, my teacher trying to fuck me or anything like that. Now, you got these teachers who look like fucking like fitness models and shit like that, talking about, hey, have an orgy with me. What? What the fuck is going on? I don't know, man. It's crazy shit. Did y'all hear about that teacher who was talking about it, who said, I want to have an orgy and put on like your what's it called? The scream mask? I was like, what? I don't know, man. There's a lot of shit to navigate. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of shit to navigate. One second. One second. Yes, twins or more for Lucas.
Welcome to the amazing army.
You want to know something? Wifey said that stupid shit. She's hoping for twins. Like, fucking twins? Are you fucking crazy? Are you fucking insane? Lucas, it feels as though you are either going to raise Homelander or Superman. As they say, it depends. I would definitely raise fucking Homelander. I'm not gonna lie. No, it would be Superman, but like the Superman from the animated film. What was it? Superman versus where Superman's like the leader of the clan. Bro, that show was so good. I gotta do a review on that. But yeah, absolutely. I would definitely have him as like my henchman, bro. I'd be like, yo, kill that motherfucker. Yes, daddy. Just like that, bro. Just like that. 100%. 100%. None of these people, bro. Most of these people on this planet are fucking trash. Most of these people on this planet are fucking trash. Did y'all hear about the Republican senator who like was doing child porn and shit? Most of these motherfuckers is just, they gotta go. I'm gonna be honest with you. They gotta fucking go. You just gotta go. Do y'all see about the officer? A fucking officer who was what was it? What's the word? I'm blanking. I want to say distributing. Holy shit, fuck. Who was distributing fucking child pornography? Yeah, bro. Most of these people on this planet are fucking garbage. Fucking trash. Just hella trash, bro. Absolute fucking filth. They wanna charge these people who haven't done like crimes. They'd be like, yo, I'm still tripping over that the YouTuber that we talked about. What was his name? Omni the Hellcat or whatever. I was like, yo, they gave him 5 years for what? He didn't kill anybody. He didn't harm anybody. He didn't illegally take anybody's money. It was just simply just fucking over the bigger corporations. I'm like, damn, 5 years? 5 years? If he had just known somebody, he could have gotten nothing. He could have gotten nothing. If he had just known someone. Just, wow. Truly, truly interesting. This country is truly interesting. That's why you gotta be powerful, bro. Power is the ultimate equalizer. Gotta be powerful, bro. It's as simple as that. Every day I pray for superpowers. And every day God says, fuck you. So one day I'm hoping that I'll wake up and I'll be like, Cheh. Like I just laser the bed or some shit like that. A lot of the J6ers who were pardoned got caught yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I was like, wait, what? Y'all are pardoning fucking predators? I don't know, man. This shit is just crazy, man. You just can't trust anyone. And I don't like being in that predicament. I don't like being not to be able to trust anyone. Like no one? Like you have to be sus of everyone, bruh? Everyone? Because if they're not a fucking weirdo, then they're trying to fuck you over, it seems. That's what I've noticed. If they're not a weirdo, then they're trying to fuck you over. Especially once you get into if you're in the corporate world, holy fuck, man. It's like literally House of Cards. That's what it's like. And I don't know, man. I don't know how, I don't know how people do it. I really don't know. That's why I'm like, I gotta figure some shit out, bro. I got it. I'm gonna start doing the lotto again. I know they say the lotto is a scam. Lucas, the lotto's a scam. You have 1 million chance of winning. I'm like, bro, I gotta figure some shit out, bro. Somebody's gonna win it. You remember that Hispanic dude who won like, what was it, like $500 million or some shit like that? Bruh, I gotta figure some shit. I'm gonna start. Now I see why I like all the fucking old people. I remember my dad used to get all the fucking scratches. I don't know. Maybe that's a black thing, bro. They'd always have grandmother have these fucking scratches. You'd be like, shh, I won. They win like $5 or $10 or some shit like that, but they won. Frederick says, or a death note. Facts, bro. Or a death note. But now I'm trying to think, how could I use a death note though? That's the only thing. How could I use a death note? Because even by getting rid of these people, that really doesn't benefit me. That's the only thing. That's the only issue. Like, I'd rather be able to have like a genie or some shit where I could like manifest stuff from like thin air.
To the amazing
I'd rather
army.
that. A Slicka White Weejek? Who was the only president to marry his stepchild? I have no idea. Baha Man says, would you want Superman's power if on awakening them you accidentally laser your wife and through x-ray vision you realize your wife was pregnant? Nigga, what type of crazy shit is that? No, I would not want Superman's powers if I laser my wife. Goodness gracious. I laser my wife in my fucking newborn. Yeah, no, I'm good. Although, yeah, no. Goodness gracious. Because at that point, you kill your wife and your fucking child. So it's like you have to just start over. Do you really... the question is, do you want me to have superpowers? If upon me getting the superpowers, I laser my wife and fucking... and unborn child? Do you want me to have superpowers? Is that when you want me to have superpowers? I would think you want me to fucking have superpowers just after I fucked or some shit. So I'm happy and like, yeah, I love the place. I don't think you would want me to have superpowers then. I think that's the bigger question. You wouldn't want me to have superpowers. Because if I get superpowers after that, nigga, we going full injustice. We going full injustice. I don't give a fuck if that's the case. We going full injustice. Slavery will be back 100%. Full injustice. DBZ says, I feel like superpowers would end up getting myself killed either by my own stupidity or the government. And that's why you don't have superpowers, bro. That's crazy. How are you gonna cuck your own self? Well, I shouldn't have superpowers because I feel like I wouldn't use them correctly. That's that post-traumatic slave syndrome. Master, I don't want to be free. What am I gonna do when I'm free? Master, you provide a roof over my head. You give me a work, get good, honest work. Master, you give me, I get food, Master. You feed me so I can work. Master, I don't want to be free. See, that's that slave mentality, that post-traumatic slave mentality. Nigga, give me superpowers. Give me superpowers. I'll figure it out on the way. Along the way, I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out, bro. By all means. Craziness. Yeah, no, I wouldn't, I feel like I would just get myself killed if I had superpowers. Lord. DBZ says, did you watch The Boys? One wrong move gets you murked. By who? One wrong move gets you murked by who? The only person who's killing people is fucking Homelander. If you the top dog, then you don't have to worry about everyone else. If you the top dog, you don't have to worry about anyone else. It depends on where you are in the hierarchy. What are we talking about? Even fucking what's his name? A-Train. A-Train's higher than somebody who doesn't have superpowers. You probably wouldn't talk shit to A-Train. That's all I'm saying. You probably would watch your mouth when talking to A-Train. Now, is he the most powerful? No. But he'll be able to fuck your shit up. So, it just depends. It all depends, bruh. It's all in comparison. That's all. So, I need to be the top dog. I need to be Superman. Or, hey, wait. What weren't you guys saying that what's his name is better than Superman? Sentry? Sentry is more powerful than Superman? Isn't that what you guys were saying? I'd say fuck it. I'd rather just make me Dr. Manhattan and call it a night. Make me Dr. Manhattan and call it a night, bro. That's what I would say. Anyways, let's hear the rest of that.
Divorce you in 3 seconds. And for me, it feels like a lot of these people are coming from trauma. Y'all don't really, and imagine if you treated your spouse with that level of regard, esteem, and respect. No, go ahead.
But you see what you just said?
Yeah.
How people gave you the opinion?
Yeah.
You know how much power you could have gained just by saying, that's your opinion, I don't know you.
Oh, I don't care.
No, I'm just telling you, like, I'm telling you, if you could learn, like, it don't matter because they throwing you off your game. You drifted. The one thing the devil loves the most is people that drift.
True.
So when you got purpose, your purpose.
Bro, if I get what's his name? The Deep's powers? What are you talking about? I rule the fucking ocean. I'm the king of the fucking 7 seas. Do you understand I can cripple a fucking country? All your exports, imports are fucking done. What are you talking about? They're done. Game over, fam. You not shipping not a damn thing in my seas. This is going to be a tax. Bro, you won't even be able to fly your airplanes because I have a fucking water wall 3,500 feet high. I'm like, yo, if you fly some shit over my seas without my permission, that shit's going to get shot down. I don't give a fuck who's on it. It could be Air Force One. Bro, what are you talking about? See, y'all gotta open your mind, bro. Bitch, you thinking small, you need to be thinking big. Okay?
Bitch, you think it's small. We need to be thinking big.
You need to be thinking big, okay? You definitely having a tax, right? You definitely having a fucking tax on anything that fucking touches water is having a tax. You touch my fucking water, bro. You touch that shit. Where's my money? Frederick says, I wouldn't mind having Spawn's abilities. What? Spawn's abilities are limited and they're only fueled by fucking hell. It's limited. He has a certain amount of juice before it's done. Yeah, no, you can have Spawn's abilities. I'm good.
It was you being real. How you feel? You explain why you said it. Done. Move on.
Period.
These motherfuckers are crazy. Anyways, these motherfuckers are absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Absolutely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. But, anyways, all people have to do is pee in the water. Bro, you pee in the water, I'm gonna have a dolphin eat your fucking dick. You'll be like, oh, look at the dolphin. Like, oh my God, I want to pet it. Ah! Oh, fuck. Ah! That's what the fuck I'm gonna have. Pee in my fucking ocean. You pee in my fucking ocean, I'm gonna have a whale take a shit on you. I'm gonna have the fucking octopus, the octopi hold you down. You have octopi just hold you down. I'm gonna have the whale just. Yeah, the ocean gonna have some respect. You gonna put some respect on my name, bruh. You gonna put some respect on my name, bruh. That's what's gonna happen. You gonna have some respect on my name. I'm gonna have the crabs be agents, bruh. Have the crabs be up in your business. Be like, what are these fucking earth bitches doing? What are these earth bastards doing today? Have the crabs tell me. Got you, bet. DBZ says, I would say Plastic Man is sleeper build to have. He's the one person even Batman fears. Why would Batman fear Plastic Man? Am I missing something? From what I recall, Plastic Man's abilities are the same as like Mr. Fantastic's abilities. Warren says, just don't ever become a Chris Watts that sent his wife and 2 kids to the Shadow Realm trying to start a new life with a young kitty. Now he's got life. What? Hold on. He sent his wife and kid to the Shadow Realm because he wanted to start a new life with another woman? That can't be right. That can't be right. Excuse me. We must be missing some context. Definitely have to be missing some context because that shit doesn't even make any sense. Don't forget that Viltrum Invincible killed Spawn. Oh, for real? That's right. Didn't he do it in the comics? They can do that due to copyright. I didn't know he killed Spawn. Damn. That's crazy. Plastic Man is practically unkillable. Alright, here we go. We about to go down a fucking rabbit hole. How is Plastic Man unkillable? Black political content on YouTube has a problem. Ooh, I'm curious. How is Plastic Man... okay, let's see. Plastic Man or powers. Here we go in some fucking Nerdville fucking craziness. Plastic Man is horribly powerful. How? I thought Plastic Man was like a joke character.
I want to find and kill the people who murdered my wife.
You might be the smartest person in the CIA.
I so don't give a fuck about any of the movies that are coming out. Is it me, or like I can't recall the last time I even wanted to go to the movie theater? That's not true. The last time I wanted to go to the movie theater was with Captain Falcon and the Red Hulk or whatever it was fucking called. But aside from that, I can't remember the last time I saw a trailer that I was excited. It's like, yo, I can't wait till this comes out. But anyways.
The science behind the bizarre to absolutely scary power that Plastic Man has. Adding Plastic Man onto the list of the popular characters that I've thrown my science background into to overanalyze yet again. Long before Plastic Man impersonated Batman, Wonder Woman, or even My Little Pony, or very easily a fully functional planet-wide nuclear warhead,
Wait, if he can simulate a nuclear warhead, does that mean he can actually explode like a nuclear warhead? And if he explodes, what happens to him? Doesn't he just die? Endgame for me. Frederick, you're at that point. Monique goes off on Tyler Perry and said Medea is far better human being than Tyler Perry. Really? Well, I have some insider information in regards to Tyler Perry, that he works his people like fucking slaves. That nobody likes working for Tyler Perry. But what happened? Where did Medea? Not Medea. What's her name? You said Monique. That's right, Monique. Monique has been kind of busy, bro. Am I missing something? Monique joins Redline in the morning. She talks Tyler Perry, Cat Williams, Lee Dennis. I ain't going on all that. Is that? I'm guessing that's the video, right? Shawnee's Sugar Baby indicted. What's Monique, Tyler Perry? Where's the clip? Monique breaks silence on Tyler Perry. Oh, that's Club Shay Shay. But what is this? Hold on, let's go back.
So I finally have beef.
Hold on, let's go back to
Man's powers are derived from an accident where some years ago, a rather skilled and professional thief named Eel O'Brien robbed yet another comic book chemical plant called Cole Chemical. But police soon arrived on the scene and a fleeing eel was shot and quickly exposed to an unknown acid that entered his bloodstream and caused a body-wide mutagenic process, managing
Wait, so he was a criminal? He was a criminal?
Accident where some years ago, a rather skilled and professional thief named Eel O'Brien robbed yet another comic book chemical plant called Cole Chemical. But police soon arrived on the scene.
I didn't know that.
And a fleeing eel was shot and quickly exposed to an unknown acid that entered his bloodstream and caused a body-wide mutagenic process. Managing to make it outside, Eel collapsed unconscious, only awakening to find that his flesh had become elastic, and having no control over it, he went on morphing into all sorts of strange and frightening forms, scaring everyone he came into contact with. Eel eventually went to a bridge to end the nightmare, but was talked out of it. Not that it would have
went to a bridge to end the nightmare. Wait, he was about to yeet himself?
Worked. Instead deciding to use his powers that easily make him so powerful that God help literally whoever crosses his path to fight crime. Although he's content with being the Justice League's comic relief, Plastic Man has complete control over every atom in his body, or what is called a completely malleable physiology, where Eel's body now exists in a perpetually fluid-like state, where normally his volume stays the same, but now he can move around his molecules to literally reshape every atom in his body to become anything. Plastic Man decided to wear a pair of dark glasses, or rather,
he can shape his body into anything? So are they gonna say Plastic Man is actually trans? I'm waiting for that to happen.
Whether he made them out of his own body, as well as his red and yellow costume, that typically remain the same whenever he takes a shape. So there would be a red and yellow
Why would he make a red and yellow costume? That's such a stupid, goofy-ass costume. Why would he have that be his costume? I don't understand. Of all the costume designs he could create, why is it that costume? I don't get it. The costume's so fucking ugly.
chandelier hanging over a table of plotting gangsters, or a red and yellow abstract painting hanging precariously on the wall. But the villains never catch on until it's too late. Hilariously, Plastic Man can do something key to his powers known as density control, where he can increase or decrease the amount of molecules in his body, or rather, he can
increase or decrease the amount of molecules in his body? So he could technically become like a fucking planet or some shit.
Change his mass at will, allowing him to become as dense as the heaviest metal in the world, being osmium, that's 1,402 pounds per cubic foot, which would cause him at his base mass to weigh roughly 250,000 pounds instantly, or become as light and flexible as aerogel, weighing only a couple milligrams. Plastic Man can even pack on as much muscle as he deems necessary to become a Hulk. He can stretch his body to superhuman lengths and sizes with no known limit on how far he can stretch.
Well, if you can add atoms, like what the fuck are we talking about? If you can add and decrease atoms for your body, like it's infinite.
Thanks to him just adding on more and more mass the farther he needs to go. And thanks to this, he can also alter his size, becoming 1 inch tall, can literally pose as one of Batman's utility belt pockets, or can become a titan the size of skyscrapers. Bizarrely, this would mean that in order to grow his mass at a moment's notice, Plastic Man would have to have the ability to take on anything around him, like the carbon in the air or surrounding water, and alter it to make more of his cells. A feat that he can't do when he's low on mass. But perhaps the most strange thing about his powers is that Plastic Man exists in what I can only describe as a mass of hive-controlled single cells, so possibly add on self-telepathy to his list of powers, in that each of his cells still seem to be—
But he can't really create anything. He can just become anything. He can't really create anything. Like, he can't create, like, you know, a bottle of water and have someone drink it, because all of that is his atoms. But if he can create more atoms, then why wouldn't he be able to create everything? Because he would just be able to create a bottle of water that's actually water, right? And just give it to someone, because those would be additional atoms that he just created to form that bottle of water.
Be eukaryotes, each likely possessing their own nucleus, and may possibly require more energy or—
So he can be, you know, Superman, nobody would be able to stop him. Unless you completely removed his atoms. So I'm thinking like Dr. Manhattan would be able to stop him. He just, your atoms would just disappear. But Superman would be fucked.
or food to live on, but his consciousness seems to live inside each and every one of them. And as long as just one of Plastic Man's cells survive, he can live on and regrow himself back to normal. This means that he can open holes in his body and turn himself into any object at all, even ones with working gears and mobile parts, like a trash can with a flipping lid, a rug, pizza boxes, a working cannon, a dragon, a moat of water, friggin' Optimus Prime and Iron Man, or yes, his rocket boots do work, a rocket that can shoot at the 44,300 newtons required to send a human into outer space, or otherwise fly at 1,230 miles per hour on a whim, can turn into a giant bouncy ball, a mirror that can literally reflect all of the furniture and people in the room, and a fully working car like the Batmobile that, yes, can drive around at speeds of 200 miles an hour and Man shoot baddies with a grappling hook made out of himself. So, not too surprisingly, Plastic Man is completely immune to bullets and any form of blunt force trauma. His brain and body might be organic, but since his mind now seems to function within each of his cells that may or may not contain some new cellular structure to house his mind is said by Batman to no longer be organic, at least not like everyone else's, making him untouchable to all forms of telepathy, and above that, he doesn't seem to age, or rather his cells are able to perfectly replicate their parts, making him supposedly immortal. And growing up as the weird kid with the speech problems that realized if I dove into understanding how things worked, then I could solve any and all of my problems, Plastic Man has some pretty impressive and strange ways to solve his and the world's problems, as long as no one manages to hit him with his one major weakness of extreme temperatures, or possibly
Wait, his major weakness is of extreme temperatures? How? How is his major weakness extreme temperatures?
acid like acetone, particularly.
Oh, acetone is a weakness? You can kill this man with fucking nail polish? I have all the services important organic solvent in industry.
Though extreme cold, which would quickly render his powers useless. But I mean extreme cold as something akin to, if not over, negative 120 degrees Celsius. And these changes in temperature have to be as extreme as they are sudden to work at all, which often serves to just slow Plastic Man down and makes Superman, whose ice breath can get up to negative 195 degrees Celsius, and heat vision that goes up to nearly 28 million degrees Celsius, one of the only people on Earth that can stop him, as Plastic Man's feats and abilities are just insane. As during the Injustice story, after realizing that Superman had his son imprisoned in the super prison known as the Trench, Plastic Man
couldn't he just create, he could just turn into a red sun. That's all he'd have to do is just turn into a red sun, and it'd be game over.
Strutted into the Hall of Justice, scaring most of the Justice League only to tell Superman to release his son, and refusing to do so, Plastic Man was escorted out by the Flash, only for Plastic Man to quickly knock out the Flash and perfectly copying his voice, mannerisms, and all, as he went about finding the Trench's location and stole a bunch of Green Lantern rings. Plastic Man then turned into a ball and dove all the way down to the prison at the literal bottom of the Mariana Trench that's otherwise 7 miles deep, easily withstanding the 1,086 bars of pressure, or otherwise 8 tons per square inch. That would be like having 100 adult elephants stand on you in literally every direction at once, as you also freeze in the 1 to 4 degree temperature. However, making it down to the trench, Plastic Man then oozed himself between a watertight seal to break into the prison, meaning that he would have to compress his body to be smaller than the water molecules around him, or otherwise
smaller than water molecules? What are we talking about here?
Smaller than 2.75 angstroms, which is this many meters small. After forging his hand into a key and flipping off Cyborg, Plastic Man quickly opened the cell door to rescue his son, and caused a prison riot, freeing all the prisoners using Mirror Master's belt, but not before he had to hold all of the pressure of the Mariana Trench bursting through the broken glass of the prison ceiling. Plastic Man has also attempted to play a losing game of prop hunt against Batman from time to time, wrapped himself around Batgirl as she jumped out of a plane with Plastic Man hitting and easily surviving supersonic speeds of 768 miles per hour, which if he turned...
Goodness gracious. Chris Watt strangled his 15-week pregnant wife and suffocated his 2 little girls for a possible sock. His wife was going to have his...
turned into a plane or Iron Man he could easily hit on his own. He's also able to make himself small enough to extract a microscopic machine out of Wonder Woman's head, as he has also gone about turning himself into a lamp and statue to spy on her. Plastic Man has, to his minor annoyance, been shot through the head, can quickly kill most villains that stand in his way, ripping their hearts out through their mouths or destroying them from the inside out in seconds, is immune to some magic like when Cersei tried to change him into a different animal, animals and he kept changing back immediately, has had a Black Lantern rip out his heart, which did nothing, and in a far greater feat, Plastic Man survived the blast of a thermonuclear warhead, which if he's anywhere near the center of the blast, Plastic Man would be surviving temperatures exceeding 100 million degrees, and a blast strength about 1,000 times more powerful than the bombs that dropped on Japan. That would vaporize most anything caught within their center. But what I found to be Plastic Man's greatest feat is the time that after he went back in time 3,000 years with the Justice League to ancient Atlantis, Plastic Man was frozen and then shattered into thousands of pieces which were lost into the ocean. And there Plastic Man lay for 3,000 years until
3,000 fucking years? Nah, that's insane. I'm good. Sean Manning says, "Did you see the video of pastor holding people hostage at church in the news? Also check your Discord for the Monique clip." Yeah, I saw that. He wanted 40K and told the ushers to close the doors.
he was rescued by his teammates that, after having gone back, collected enough of him for him to be pieced and grown back together.
But couldn't he just grow himself back together from a single atom? Shit doesn't make any sense. If you can grow yourself back from a single atom, why wouldn't you just do that? I don't understand. That doesn't make any sense. You wouldn't need to bring, get pieces of you back together.
And after this, Plastic Man then put down his hero identity for good, instead choosing to be a father.
I mean, that would make sense. Shit, if you were gone for 3,000 fucking years, yeah.
To his son, only for Martian Manhunter, free from his fear of fire, to be turned into an unstoppable monster, defeating the entire Justice League, only for Batman to then convince Plastic Man to come back and save everyone. But if none of this was very interesting, then I saved an interesting fact for last. Despite being frozen and shattered, Plastic Man has been shown to be immortal, with Batman's wits and strength being the only thing that can stop Plastic Man, with one of his contingency plans being for Superman to freeze Plastic Man long enough for them to throw him into the Phantom Zone and pray, with us going—
Dang. That's the way to defeat him? Is for Superman to freeze him and then thrown into the Phantom Zone? Then you're fucked. That's a crazy contingency plan. That is lunacy. To freeze him and throw him into long enough to throw him into the Phantom Zone and pray? Hot damn. Goodness. DB says, comic writers aren't consistent with these characters' powers, to be honest. Yeah, they usually never are. But that's still fucking crazy. That's why joke characters are no joke. I mean, I get it. But goodness. Whew. That's wild. What is this? Okay. Dog. Plastic Man, okay. What is this?
I'm not difficult to work with. I'm just not gonna put up with no foolishness.
Right.
And it's not that I'm not gonna let you treat anybody else bad that we're playing with. So I think that the misconception came from Tyler Perry. I'm not trying to dress it up. I'm too damn grown to be scared to say it out loud. But when that brother says, "Oh, she's difficult to work with," well, people ran with that.
Oh, we still on this? I thought this got addressed a long time ago.
It affected my career for 12 years on, "Oh, she's difficult." But what I will say,
I said Spawn's powers because he became more powerful than God and Satan in his universe. He ruled heaven and hell for a while. When was this? Was this part of the main narrative?
people that have worked with me, nobody has ever said, "Oh my gosh, she's difficult to work with." And Tyler Perry ass ain't never worked with me. So go figure that out. Okay then, Red Grant.
Well, we're here now. Forget it. We're here now because he said something recently and you addressed the situation and I felt you. You know what I mean? Because I just don't like, I don't want to call what I don't want to get a part of, but don't be hypocritical in situations, right? Okay. And you talked about that. What made you react like that?
Angie Stone was a warrior. Angie Stone was a fighter, baby. And to watch that man up there be hypocritical over time.
Nah, y'all are coping. Being Ellie or Abby from Last of Us 2 is the sleeper pick for real. By all means, explain that one. Is your phone line working? Apparently not, bro. Apparently not. We about to end it anyway, but yeah. I don't know what's going on with Skype, bro. Skype is tripping. I can sign out and sign back in, but yeah. Because that's what I thought. I was like, okay, apparently the phone lines aren't working. Yeah, Skype is tripping. Maybe it's a blessing that we're moving over to Teams, bro. Maybe that's a positive thing. Because Skype is screwed me over before.
Top of my sister, no, sir. You cannot do that, because if it was the other way around, I know my sister would have done the same damn thing. It's like, what you will not do is be a wolf in sheep's clothing. I won't allow that, Tyler Perry. So, and when people say he does such nice things for people, he does. But he gonna make sure you damn sure know about it. He gonna make sure you knew. Okay, then, Red Grant, we knew he had Whitney Houston on the plane. We knew he paid for the girl's house when it burned down. We knew he left a $3,000 tip. It's like, listen, when you do things from here, that's between you and the universe. So, and let me be clear.
Yeah, and it talks about that in the Bible too. It talks about don't do for people and then brag on it. Like that's supposed to be something that you do, and God, that's you and God.
Loosely, yes.
And so,
loosely.
Let me be clear, as I've always said, me and my husband love Tyler Perry as we love Oprah Winfrey. They're our brother and sister, or they may be our sisters, however you see it, okay? However you see it, because if he has on the dress, he's my sister. When he puts on the damn pants, he's my brother. But however, Madea is a far better human being than Tyler Perry.
That's crazy.
Madea is a far better human being because the principles and the values that she stands on, once he goes back to Tyler Perry, he drops it off.
Damn.
He drops it off. And people, oftentimes in our community, we act with our emotions, not logic, not fact. We just deal with our emotions. And I'm like, y'all, as long as we deal with our emotions, we will always be placed at the bottom because we're not dealing with it logically or factually.
Right.
Apparently everybody got a podcast, bro. Everybody in the baby's mama got a podcast. Podcast here, podcast there, podcast everywhere, bro. It's no longer special. Lord. Okay, that was interesting. So Tyler Perry was talking crazy to someone. Where's your podcast? We were supposed to have one via the panel. Been meaning to do it, but we have to have I don't know, we could have consistent people, or at least consistent time zone, to have some topics. But yeah, because YouTube has a little podcast thing. They also have a course thing, which is what I've been talking about for the what do you call it? The vet program. Panel tonight, panel tomorrow. Topics is the main part. Yeah, I'd have to come up with topics. Maybe we can come up with topics in the stream. And then end the stream and then start the panel. Because it would have to be a separate stream from the regular stream. Because I'm not editing that. I'm not cutting that up. I'm not getting someone to cut that up. Hey, Lucas, just got in the stream. Don't know if you talked about it, but did you hear about Canada? What I heard of Canada is saying that our relationship is no more. If I'm not mistaken. I don't remember who said it. But it was white guy. Oh, Canada's, yeah. New PM. That's right, because what's his name is out, right?
Trump has just announced a sweeping new tariff on cars.
What happened to her voice? Was her voice always like this? Her voice sounds like fucking annoying. on cars.
This is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States.
Assassin's Creed Shadows Game of the Year? You're fucking delusional.
If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs.
President Trump announced 25% tariffs against our auto industry. And this is a direct attack, to be clear, a direct attack on the very workers that I stood in front of, uniform workers I stood in front of this morning at the Ambassador Bridge. A bridge that is a symbol and a reality up until now of the tight ties between our two countries, ties of kinship, ties of commerce, ties that are in the process of being broken.
What's crazy is the new Canadian Prime Minister most likely isn't going to be in much longer, from what I've heard. Why not?
We will defend our workers. We will defend our companies. We will defend our country, and we will defend it together. You know, this will hurt us, but through this period, by being together, we will emerge stronger. I think what's happened, and this was part of our discussion, over the course of the last several months, Canadian workers...
Death Stranding 2 will be Game of the Year. You know what? I think that has a higher chance than Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Canadians, as a whole, across this country, have gotten over the shock of the betrayal.
Is Vance still VP?
And are learning lessons.
Insane
We have
question.
to look out for ourselves, and we have to look out for each other. It would be appropriate that the President and I speak, given the action that he's taken. I'm sure that will happen soon. I'm not going to give you a precise timing on that. In terms of options, which was the second part of Ms. Martin's question, even during a caretaker period of government, we have anticipated this possibility. We have put in place the mechanisms so that if it is appropriate for retaliatory tariffs, and there's many considerations to be taken in those regards, and I want to have the meeting of our cabinet, Canada-U.S. cabinet, other considerations. We need to see the details of the executive order.
Buyer beware, your next car could cost more money.
This is very modest. And what we're going to be doing is a 25% tariff on all cars that are not made in the United States. If they're made in the United States, there's absolutely no tariff. Business is coming back to the United States so that they don't have to pay tariffs.
A very modest 25% tariff. The president.
Thank you all for joining us here today.
What the fuck is this?
The old relationship we had with the United States, based on deepening integration of our economies and tight security and military cooperations, is over. President Trump again imposed unjustified tariffs on our nation in violation of our existing trade agreements. We will respond forcefully. Nothing is off the table to defend our workers and our country. And our response to these latest tariffs is to fight, is to protect, and to build. We will fight the U.S. tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impacts here in Canada. It's my solemn promise that when President Trump threatens us again, we will fight back. We will fight back with everything we have to get the best deal for Canada. We will build an independent future for our country, stronger than ever. The road ahead will be long. There is no silver bullet. There is no quick fix. And I know and I understand that many are feeling anxious and worried about the future. Fundamental change is always unsettling. But I have every confidence in our country.
Bro, he's just so sleepy, bro. So sleepy. DBZ says MAGA has a misconception that if Carney loses in the upcoming election, that Canadian leadership will be friendly with us. It's laughable because the opposing candidate doesn't like Trump's tariffs. Interesting. Frederick says we're doomed. Stop playing videos of future 51st governor. What are your thoughts on the Avengers Doomsday lineup? Stuff that's actually important. I have nothing to say about the Doomsday lineup until I see something of the film. I mean, just is what it is. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know. I'm curious because I'm not sure. I believe everyone's going to be in it, right? Like, damn near everyone's going to be in the film.
Welcome to the Amazing Army.
But I don't know what the story is. The only talent that really people are going there to see is Robert Downey Jr. as Doom. That's really it. I don't think anyone else even cares about anyone else who's going to be in the film. So, there's that. Sambos are trying to say Representative Pearson tried to fight the chairman over the gun legislation being permitless open carry. These fools sniff Sharpies. Oh, I saw that, bro. He did get in his face and was pointing his finger and everything. I don't know about fighting him. That's a bit extreme. I don't think that was the case. Let's do a vote. Watch a death battle. Nah. There's no reason to watch death battle. The movie is probably going to be heavily inspired from the comics. Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. That's the only thing. I don't know. But oh, this is what I wanted to see.
With Hassan, but not for the reason
signified B-sides
I think many people want or think. As of writing, I am around 8,000 subscribers away from 1 million subscribers, and it is crazy. Still unreal, still really cool. Are connected to us. And years ago, when I looked to see who those creators were,
has he been around for a minute? Signifier? Does anyone know? Has he been around for a minute? You think so?
was Khadijah Mbo and Sean C and Foreign Man in a Foreign Land, etc. But in the last couple of years, this tab has gotten much, much wider. So some of these new white faces make sense, such as Anthony Fantano and Hassan, people I've collaborated with and talked with on a couple of occasions. But then there's some more news who I've never collaborated with, and I don't know if I've ever mentioned, along with Sam Cedar. Philosophy Tube makes some sense because we are in the same genre and she's a GOAT in the space. But then there's two more Hassan channels. The only black folks I have left are my evil twin Lil Bill, Company Man, and Deleted, much smaller channels than I am. Now, obviously, I'm not actually really mad at Hassan for this, but it is indicative of a bigger challenge that he and other white creators kind of make for black creators on this platform that they low-key don't control. So like, please, if you actually clicked for Hassan slander, there you go. You can go ahead and leave. The problem is that as you become successful, it's probably natural that your channel begins to look like other successful channels in your general genre.
What's the next game you plan to live stream? It's a great question. I think it's Moon by Midnight or Midnight by Moon, something, Midnight of the Sun, South. That game.
In topic area. In isolation, this isn't a huge deal. I've seen people take shots.
Cons in Canada are taking hard because of Trump. How's that like? But what does that mean for Americans though? That's the thing. I just don't know how all this is gonna work. That's all.
Say me for this, but I really don't take those criticisms seriously. If you actually watch my content, which most of my critics don't, you can't point out that I'm pandering to attain this audience.
You should stream more rivals? Yeah, I'll definitely be streaming some more rivals.
Or take issue with the position I actually hold as opposed to like a random position that you think I hold based on some tweets. some other time though. I bring this up again later, but I just make a product on this platform that is able to garner a large audience. And when I do make political videos about black issues, aside from some comedy skits you might get from the homie Eye Patch Wolf, I make them as if all the folks watching are black people. I make them as if people have a significant understanding of baseline black consciousness already in tow. There are so many inside jokes and inside elements to my videos that only black people will get, and they'll tell you about it in the comments. So the whole he makes videos of white people thing just doesn't resonate for me. My videos on black conservatism, Spike Lee's Bamboozled, and most recently Hotep's and black radicalism are all videos that I'm very proud of that also have large black audiences. But I can't say that I'm frustrated that other videos I've made about black issues don't always find the black audience that I've been seeking out that I used to have once upon a time. To point out the difference, the second black conservatives video I did back in 2023, along with my Bamboozled video from the beginning of 2024, both have some of my strongest showings of black viewers, especially the black conservatives video, which up until the Kendrick Drake beef video was my most watched video ever. I was super proud that this video managed to find the black audience that I wanted to see it the most. Seeing other black political content that I have to say, I don't think is very good. Some of it is fine. There's like this video of an old news piece on James Baldwin that for whatever reason has over 3.5 million views on a small channel 3 years ago. There's another short video from Fred Hampton from around the same time. These are fine. Considering the topic areas, it makes sense that viewers of these videos would also watch my video and vice versa, and YouTube's algorithm is doing a good job of making this logical connection. Cool. But then there's what I'm gonna call hotel.
Yes, they dropped an orange skin for Venom and they have Venom twerking. I don't get it. I don't get it. That shit is stupid to me. To each their own, but for me, that is fucking retarded.
Hotep slop channels, one of which will be the only channel I mention by name as I get more and more shady going on. So just, you know, if you're looking for drama, you're not gonna find it.
It seems like it's going to like Fortnite levels of cringe. Because I don't know how having Venom twerking is really what people wanted. That just completely shows me that it's a different audience, we'll say. A very different audience.
There's this channel called Black Culture Unlocked, and it clearly is mostly AI generated slop. Like when you look at the channel, you can kind of tell the thumbnails all use that drama slop technique in terms of like what they look like. Other thumbnails are using clear, bad AI art. They really love the phrase hidden truth. Like it's on every third thumbnail on their channel. And then the content itself is Hotep core, although it's almost always an AI generated voice. I don't know what voice is real on this channel. It's clearly like they're regurgitating old shit a lot of times. They're coming out with a new video every couple of days, maybe a couple of months. This is a content farm, but it's about black politics. And as far as I can tell, it's doing pretty well for itself, which is sad. It has this weird tragedy porn element to it. Like when you look at the AI thumbnails, like a third of them are of black people crying and making painful faces.
You and Rashad Crenshaw need to get boosted. No idea who that is. But what are Venom's pronouns? Come on now. They're trying to bring in the 14 to 15-year-olds and scam them. If 14 and 15-year-olds are excited about fucking Venom twerking, then I don't want to be on this planet. I hope we go to war. I hope we all die. Like, if that's what we're dealing with, bro, like, yeah, bro, like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, I give up if that's the case. Just straight give up, bro. just yeah, let's go to war, bro. Let's make it exciting. And let's send all the 14 to 15-year-olds first. Let's send them out there first. Because hot damn. A says, have you heard about Trump implementing martial law on April 20th? What? No, where is this coming from? I'm online like all day, every day. I haven't heard anything about Trump implementing martial law. What? To start a technocracy. I want to say technocracy so bad. That's why he wants Greenland and Canada. What? Has anyone else heard of this? Where the fuck do y'all come up with this shit? 2 months ago? Is this what? Where do you find this stuff? 3 years ago, 1 month, a year. Has there been anything recent this week? Anything this week? Trump's Commonwealth move. Technocratic threat. A Eurocentric nightmare unfolding. That can't be it. It has 906 views. Social media is trash now. Where the fuck are you guys getting this? Trump will lead us into tech dystopia? Maybe Steve Bannon. That's what I'm assuming. Maybe. Hold on. We'll get into that.
But it's getting an audience, not a huge audience. Like, people
like,
don't come back for these videos, but each time it makes one of these videos, it's making an attempt to penetrate the algorithm and get people to click, and sometimes it does. This channel makes me think about what black political content, at least on YouTube, used to be back in previous eras. As I mentioned in that Black Radicalism Hotep video, guys like Tariq Nasheed, Umar Johnson, and Boyce Watkins were really popular in black political spaces for a time and had large followings, not necessarily on YouTube, but at least on Instagram and Facebook. You also have less problematic figures like Tavis Smiley and Roland Martin, who have presences in a variety of venues. Roland Martin, I do think, has millions of subscribers, but his videos don't do big numbers all the time, but I'm sure he's doing fine. Mark Lamont Hill might be in this category, although his channel is relatively new. And in many ways, the Black Manosphere content of an earlier era also served.
How would you feel if they release a Venom Jeff skin? I think that would be fire. Yeah, I think that would be cool, but I would like to I don't know, to have actual characters.
As a early version of political discourse for black political content consumers, although you could imagine that a lot of it is limited when it comes to having anything substantive to say about politics. It usually boils down to, here's this really bad social issue, and here's some weird nonsensical way that it's black women's fault. Having been around during this era and still knowing some of these people and the folks who consume their content, this whole world, this Hotep core content space is still alive and kicking on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. But early on, YouTube made it inhospitable to have this type of content on their platform. But that doesn't mean there aren't a lot of small black politics channels that still make similar stuff. Not all of it is AI slop, but a lot of it is just not very good, and most of it has really bad, even worse politics. But one thing I will point out is that despite the fact that it will be good for my channel, I don't want the people that watch this shit to watch my shit. Like, the people that are watching this stuff
is what everyone is talking about and are saying is coming true
are old Gen X weirdos and anti-fans, and like maybe some younger ones who also can be stalker adjacent and toxic as fuck. Basically black debate bro type people, if you will. I mentioned in that video that like I've gotten low-key stalkers that are fans of this type of content because these niggas don't have nothing else to do, and they will be in every video 55 comments down talking shit, doing all kinds of weird stuff. So the less contact my channel has with theirs, the better overall. I don't need these problems. But there is a more important population that I kind of want access to, also in this list of black people videos that also watch my videos.
DBZ says, I was watching Piers Morgan. I thought he was going to say I was watching porn. Like, whoa, what? I was watching Piers Morgan yesterday, and Benny Johnson has to be the biggest Trump worshiper I've ever seen. He kept deflecting about the Signal group chat with Biden and Hillary whataboutism. That's all they have. That's why I'm saying you can't talk to them, bro. They are completely just hypocritical in nature in every way, shape, or form. They don't care. They don't care at all. It's pointless.
Problem is, I have to figure out how to get them, and I kind of don't feel good about what that might mean. So along with the Hotep core content, right, you'll see what I call niggas can't get right content. This is content often done by people I won't outright call black conservative grifters, because some of them I don't think are, but Some of them definitely are. They're also often made by younger black people, and that's why I'm trying to give grace, because I do think a lot of these young folks just feel apart from what black media often promotes as blackness back to them. They are embarrassed and angry about how black people are depicted, and they don't like how they're treated and perceived. So they're slowly...
Would you say, I've been said God needs to send the meteor. Yeah, but curve that bitch. That's what I would say. You can send the meteor, but yeah, curve that bitch. Just curve it over there. Curve it over there. That's all I'm saying. Send it by all means. Just curve it. Curve the bitch.
Encroaching into Candace Owens, Thomas Sowell areas of thinking where they lash out explicitly at black people and black culture as the core of black people's problems, and not the bigger systemic stuff that they're low-key scared or maybe don't even understand that they need to talk about. So instead they make videos complaining about Sexy Red and balloon pop videos. It's real, I'm not like other black people, I'm one of the good ones type energy, right? Like I guarantee that most of them are suburban black kids who have had to face the consequences of these types of stereotypes regularly in their daily lives in ways that are maybe unfamiliar to other black folks who grew up in black communities, and they have become very bitter about this. I've touched on this in a few pieces of content, including the aforementioned Bamboozled video if you want to watch. Images, and for generations now, certain images of black culture have always been the most prominently promoted, partly because they're the most rewarded. And then for young black people especially who don't really have a good lens for political analysis and understanding how these things work, it's easier for them to lash out at other black people who are touchable and, directly in their faces.
Wait, Bradley Cooper is Jor-El in Superman? Really? Bradley Cooper? Okay.
Then to lash out at the larger, more prominent system of white supremacy that influences this behavior, but I won't get too far into that. Pillboy, I'll leave a video of his in the description that really gets into this. All that said, while I find it concerning and frustrating that this is who I share parts of my black audience with, it's probably a good thing that they might be exposed to the opposite of what this content suggests. I don't want this video to have people think that there's an absence of black content creators or black people watching YouTube content. That's just not true. There's just not a huge breadth of black political content creators, at least not ones at a higher level. But there's plenty of black people with large channels doing other types of content. Just the other day, I rediscovered a creator named Corporate, who I remember blowing up on Facebook probably in like the late 2010s, that's from Chicago. Ooh. Corporate makes comedic and dramatic hood stories as well as independent music in Chicago, and he has over 2.7 million subscribers and releases 30-minute long videos, which is not short, every few months that all do pretty well. There's also a ton of streamers posting their highlights on YouTube and getting plenty of views. Then there's the world of hair and skincare for black women creators, and that remains robust, and I think black women political creators have a lot less of a problem than, black male creators, to be honest. Black media consumption is a unique thing, and it can't be easily predicted or explained all the time, but I do think there's some interesting stuff to think about or learn from, at least what I'm seeing based on my own analytics, which again, may not be the same for you. So the first lesson I want other black creators to take away is don't beat yourself up about missing a black audience. If you are successful on this platform, if you have a large audience on this platform and you're not doing certain genres, you're probably going to get a large white audience in the process. There's certain genres and styles of media that are popular with black people and white people. If you're successful, the sheer mathematics of it all means you will probably have a predominantly white audience. Shows like Atlanta and The Wire and Insecure are very much black shows that they engage with because the subject matter is often like literally us in our reality. To a white viewer, a video about black radical movements from the 60s to now is a passive history lesson that they can view from a distance. To me, it's low-key family lore. Making that Hotep video meant engage.
Okay, whoa, oh shit, that was the video. Hold on, this was the video you were
So I felt like a boot off the throat. Like every morning I wake up.
This was 4 months ago.
Than the day before, because all of these forms of repression that I just had gotten used to.
Hallelujah. Disappeared so far up their own woke asses. If those people stay in control, I think that the Republicans could have an electoral majority as far as the eye can see.
It's really the dawn of a new crypto era.
The future is gonna be amazing! More than any other sector, the tech industry invested in this election. Crypto accounts for more than half the corporate spend, with no...
You're on the line. What's the disagreement?
other industry coming close. It's not unusual for industry to use their money to buy influence, and at a superficial glance, that's all the tech VC world wants.
Did you watch Daredevil episode 6? Yes, he finally stopped being a fucking little bitch. I honestly think that was the best episode out of the entire season thus far. All the other episodes were just fucking garbage. This one was the best one thus far. Finally.
They want lower taxes and friendly regulation.
Yolanda became a member, but Tarvon is still a bitch-ass gray mofo.
They want the head of the Federal Trade Commission out. They want the tech industry to be responsive to the Future Commodities Trading Commission, not the Securities Exchange.
What did you think of Muse? There was nothing to think of Muse. Mofo just killed people and used her blood to do tattoos. I mean, to do graffiti. What the fuck? Why are we acting like this man was a really deep person, a deep character in the show? He wasn't fucking deep. He's just a serial killer. I thought the fight scene was cool. I thought that was cool. And I like how they intercut it with Fisk. I thought that was great.
Exchange Commission. Except that's not all they want. Behind the money and influence flowing into the Trump campaign are a set of bizarre beliefs and a dark agenda.
Looking to scale customer service without scaling headcount?
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark, gothic MAGA.
You see, the tech bros of Silicon Valley believe that the American empire is on the verge of collapse. Silicon Valley wants to speed this up, but use the coming administration to create safe landing zones for them and their cash, where they can also run their own governments. And what is so annoying about this is it makes me sound crazy. It makes me sound like a conspiracy theorist. But yes. I'm talking about crazy people. I am talking about the guy who wants to colonize Mars. I am talking about the guy who said he gave up on democracy in 2009. These tech bros justify their point of view because they believe that that's the natural place in society, the courageous geniuses on the new frontier. I'm not speculating. These men say it. They say it on podcasts and at conferences and in interviews and in blog posts. Some are quiet, some are very, very loud, but they all are on board.
And I think that if we want to increase freedom, we want to increase the number of countries.
If you want to replace the elite that you have today, what you need to do is you need to have a better elite. And there's a way to do this. It's been done before.
We get kind of money and property right, and that it's a strong foundation for building kind of a world that we all want to live in. We're seeing, some, breakdown of those in the real world in the United States lately.
I'm definitely very interested in ways that you can sort of tokenize real.
Shaw Magic became a member. Shaw, thought you remember this whole entire time. Tarvon is still a bitch-ass gray nigga. Everyone booed Tarvon in the chat. Gray bitches get booed.
State and an actual physical land to create better forms of society and governance. I do think America is in slow decline right now. I would like us to all in crypto think about how we actually go create physical places in the world to preserve freedom over the long term. I think that's ultimately crypto's destiny.
The people of Mars will be more enlightened and will not fight amongst each other too much.
It's basically tech libertarian futurism, an ideology around technology, and including technology enhancing human freedom.
I am trying to fix government in the U.S.
The title Superman is offensive. We don't know what Clark's pronouns are.
The point was let's have a new government.
Where do we sort of go from the wisdom of crowds to the madness of crowds? We're far too far on the side that you can describe as collectivist, centralized, Borg-like, conformist, and also generally just simply incorrect.
I think that what Elon's doing is showing a path to fighting back. The left-wing elite's going to be kicking and screaming the whole way.
Mark Cuban, one of the more normal billionaires, had this to say about this particular group of men that I'm talking about.
What's happened in Silicon Valley is insane. Right. It's not so much a support thing, it's more like a takeover thing. Trying to put themselves in a position to have as much control as possible. They want Trump to be the CEO of the United States of America, and they want to be the board of directors that makes him listen to them.
Now, this hypothetical board includes a couple of power players that I think are worth keeping an eye on. Namely, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Brian Armstrong, Mark Andreessen, Ben Horowitz, and David Sachs. In this video, I'm going to try and lay out what I think these people are doing behind the scenes. If you do want to dive further into this topic, I recommend looking at the work of Gilderon. I have linked his blog below. This is his beat, and he's amazing at it. This man is named Balaji Srivastava. Like Beyonce, he tends to only go by his first name. Balaji is highly involved in the tech scene, and while not a billionaire himself, he is friends with a lot of them. He's a former partner of Andreessen Horowitz. He is the former CTO of...
Frederick gifted 5 subs. Frederick trying to save Trayvon. Let's see who he gifted them to.
Welcome to the amazing army.
Corey Too Logical. And nerd. Fucking nerd.
Welcome to the amazing army.
Shawar Sate? I don't know what the fuck that is. That person's crazy. Don't even fucking talk to Charwa Sate. Kelpernicus? He's okay. He's kind of cool.
To the Amazing
Jesus
Army.
is King based. Jesus and King is unfortunately probably a pedophile, but dope ass fucking username. Let's continue.
Of Brian Armstrong's Coinbase. Thiel actually recommended Balaji to be the head of the FDA during the first Trump administration. Balaji wrote a book. It's called The Network State, How to Start Your Own Country. In that book, he talks about how to break nation states apart into smaller territories, which can then be run like corporations.
What I mean by Silicon Valley's ultimate exit. It basically means build an opt-in society, ultimately outside the US, run by technology. And this is actually where the Valley is going.
You see, like many in the industry, Balaji is a disruptor. He is interested in disrupting the current idea of nationhood through the creation of a network of sovereign, tech-run territories protected by military-grade security. Balaji wasn't the first person to come up with this idea, not even in the tech scene, but he was the first person to present it in a more palatable way. The idea actually comes from someone named Curtis Yarvin. In Patchwork, Yarvin wrote, "The basic idea of patchwork is that as the crappy governments we inherited from history are smashed, they should be replaced by a global spiderweb of tens, even hundreds of thousands of sovereign and independent mini-countries, each governed by its own joint stock corporation, without regard to the residents' opinions." Patchwork is a reboot of the current system in order to install a new operating system. Yes, Yarvin is a software developer with a company named Urbit, invested in by Peter Thiel. He refers to these small territories as patches, but he's flexible about how they might run, maybe like a corporate open space or a city-state like Athens. These corporate dictatorships would use all-seeing surveillance to protect their citizens and enforce their laws. There would be biometric IDs. If you're poor, you will have to move to another patch. Or the poor could be ground up and used as biodiesel, or locked into a virtual reality prison.
Or locked into a virtual reality prison? Wait, what? DBZ now says, I think Elon Musk is a cancerous tumor for the United States that needs to be removed. I would like to believe the majority of this country agrees with you, but excuse me, but unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be the case. I just don't know anymore. I just want to become a billionaire so I can know all the secrets. That's it. That's it. I really don't give a fuck. Just let me become a billionaire, bro. Let me become a billionaire, and I promise I'll tell everyone who's a member what's gonna happen. I'd be like, listen, y'all need to leave the country by Tuesday, because they about to make y'all slaves, okay? All right? Can y'all do that for me? I'll help you if you help me, bro. Scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. It's as simple as that. I become a billionaire, then I become a big player. But here's the thing. What's funny is, why are there no black billionaires? I just noticed that. She was like, these are the motherfuckers that we have to watch out for. I was like, there's not one fucking black person. They don't tell niggas shit. I just noticed that. Bruh, I just noticed that. I was like, hold on. Look at this cone-shaped head looking mofo. Y'all see this cone-shaped head fool? Bro, hold on. Y'all gotta see this. Let me turn off the banner. Oh, you can't even see it because it's cutting it off. Bro, this mofo got a giant-ass cone-shaped head. Y'all see that shit? What the fuck is that, fam? What the fuck? This man is literally from the film, what was the movie? Coneheads? Hot fucking damn. This man got an actual egghead. Why are all, like, the 3 billionaires fucking bald? He would have been bald, too, if he hadn't got... Yo, this is crazy. Are bald people really evil? Hot damn. Are bald people really evil? That's insane, man. I mean, if you think about it. Lex Luthor? Fucking bad guy. Damn, that's crazy. All right. I was just thinking about it. I was like, wait. There are black billionaires. None of them are invited to the parties. None of them get the messages. Dang. They treat the black billionaires like everyone else. Nigga, you ain't special. But I'm a billionaire. I'm just like you. Yeah, get the fuck out of here.
The idea actually comes from someone named Curtis Yarvin. In Patchwork, Yarvin wrote, "The basic idea of patchwork is that as the crappy governments we inherited from history are smashed, they should be replaced by a global spiderweb of tens, even hundreds of thousands of sovereign and independent mini-countries, each governed by its own joint stock corporation, without regard to the residents' opinions." Patchwork is a reboot of the current system in order to install a new operating system. Yes, Yarvin is a software developer with a company named Urbit, invested in by Peter Thiel. He refers to these small territories as patches, but he's flexible about how they might run, maybe like a corporate open space or a city-state like Athens.
But
these
shit,
corporate...
maybe I should be bald. Maybe that would increase my chances of becoming a billionaire. Fuck. Maybe there's some game to that, bro. Because if they see you're one of them, they're like, oh, okay. We'll let you in the club. I'm like, okay, bet. Let's fucking go. I gotta be bald and have no bitches. I feel like that's like the game plan of billionaires.
Dictatorships would use all-seeing surveillance to protect their citizens and
You're still a
enforce their...
ninja. Don't worry. I got some friends in fucking Africa that got me this this good bleach cream. I'm good. You don't even have to worry about it. The bleach cream is gonna save me. I'm good.
There would be biometric IDs. If you're poor, you will have to move to another patch. Or the poor could be ground up and used as biodiesel, or locked into a virtual reality prison. Now, Yavin said he was joking about the biodiesel thing, but not about the prison thing. So I'm not sure if he was joking about the biodiesel, which gives us an understanding of why Balaji had to come up with a more appealing way to present this idea. Balaji has less about dictatorship and mass incarceration and more about freedom and opportunity. A lot of people in the industry acknowledge that Balaji's ideas are a little out there.
This is Balaji.
Yeah, this is Balaji.
And I would dismiss them too if those same people weren't actively funding them. Millions of dollars are being funneled into these projects as we speak. This is the website for Praxis, a network state funded by Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, Balaji, and Sam Altman.
Why is everybody putting up with ads like it's 2010? Like, it's 2025, guys. Just use Pi. This Chrome extension takes
through their shared capital fund, Pronomus, which is dedicated to funding the creation.
That is a crazy statement to say. Corporations controlling many countries without care for residents, huh? Here's what I don't understand. Like, you have to have people, though. Like, you have to have people. Because you can't control anyone without fucking people. Right? Am I missing something? Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe there's a bigger message in all this. Because I'm like, you can't be a slave owner without fucking slaves. What the fuck? I don't understand. Like, I'm not going to kill all my slaves. Then who am I going to own? The land? The land is useless without people to work it. Z says, I see you got my video that I sent you earlier. I know you would like that. I told you Mega has to turn on him. Oh, MAGA has to turn on him. Did you see the Fox host Larry Kudlow call Trump dumb? No, I did not see that. But I'm sure that person doesn't have a job anymore. Because that's insane.
Creation of network cities. The website for Praxis says, as local communities dissolve and nation states stumble, network states...
Not really. They can be replaced by AI. Here's the thing. AI doesn't buy anything. Do you guys not get that? So, yeah, you can fuck us over, but there's only a limited amount that you can fuck over, because regardless, you still need people to buy your shit. If everybody is poor, Jeff Bezos becomes poor. That's what I don't understand. I just don't understand. No, but AI creates stuff. I get it, but creating without a customer is meaningless. You can replace all the workers. All the workers in fucking Amazon can be replaced. But at the end of the day, if you don't have anyone to buy anything from Amazon, what are we talking about? Then you don't have a company. Then all your pipelines, all your structures, all of that go by the wayside. They want to make new countries. Okay, fine. I don't have an issue with that. Fine, make new countries by all means. If I can get AI to do all this shit for me, and you just want to give me, I don't know, a UBI, universal basic income, where I can live and do whatever the fuck I want, by all means. I don't have an issue with that. But I don't know if most people are going to be okay with that.
You're on the line. What's the disagreement?
Bro, what the fuck? You call in just to hang up? You should fucking unplug the cord to life.
Will ascend. The next global superpower will be a network state. The next America will be on-chain. The stated goal of Praxis is to build a corporate government with a global footprint. It will have territories all over the world. Crypto will be its currency. The modern
build
global
an army with no soldiers. I mean, you would have robotic soldiers. That's what you would have. Where people wouldn't have to go to they wouldn't have to go to war. You would just have fucking robot soldiers. Like, war would be completely different. Completely reimagined. Like, they're using drones in war right now. Like, war years from now is going to be completely reimagined, bro. Completely.
system, once the greatest power in the history of man, has become a brittle, jerry-rigged contraption incapable of carrying out the most basic functions. As these governing institutions continue to degrade, people will come to realize that no one is truly on their side. As nation-states falter, network states become inevitable. I should mention that Pronomus Capital is funding the creation of other network states, many of which are further along than Praxis. Some examples are Prospera in Honduras, Afropolitan, Itana, and small farm cities in Africa, Metropolis in Palau, and I think Young Drunk City is planned for South Asia. On Pronomus' website, they claim, decades of research on economic development has shown that the primary determinant of prosperity is the quality of a country's laws and the integrity of its courts, administrators, and other legal institutions. When institutions are outmoded, corrupted, or failing, the result is untold human suffering. Yet upgrading national institutions is notoriously difficult. Our solution? Build the cities of tomorrow. Right now, they are creating cloud communities, virtual nations. Once they have access to land, they will get their citizens to migrate to that city. Have a look at the pledge that you sign when you join Praxis, which you can join right now, by the way. Pronomus isn't actually Peter Thiel's first flirtation with exiting democracy either. In 2009, he funded the Seasteading Institute.
I want to say some things on why I think seasteading is not just possible or desirable, but why it is actually necessary.
The Seasteading Institute envisioned building these floating cities in the ocean outside of government's jurisdiction where billionaires could live and create as they saw fit. This idea kind of ran out of steam because nobody wants to live at sea, especially not billionaires, which means they need land. But how do we get from a nation state to a network state?
And this is actually related to a fundamental concept in political science, the concept of voice versus exit. If a company or a country is in decline, you can try voice or you can try exit. Voice is basically changing the system from within, whereas exit is leaving to create a new system, a new startup, or to join a competitor sometimes.
There's another way that Balaji also talks about how this could possibly happen. He calls it tech Zionism.
Right. You know, what I'm really calling for is something like tech Zionism, a movement supported by a global network to take back territory in the city, floor by floor, street by street, block by block, policeman by policeman. You have a foothold of private property, and you have a group membership of Grey Tribe membership and private property. You also issue t-shirts. The tribal lens is like a virtual reality filter. Every single thing can be tagged as gray or blue in the city. I mean, like literally. So gray is the future, red is the past, blue is the present. So blue stands against both the past and the future. They're against both the self-driving cars, and they don't want to go back to the 50s. They prefer OnlyFans, Me Too, BLM, Ukraine. The hard part is to take control of the streets. How can you fence off a street and make clear that it's under gray control? Take total control of your neighborhood, push out all blues, tell them they're as unwelcome as just as blues ethnically cleanse me out of San Francisco. Like, push out all blues, who has lost some territory in the cloud. They still control the land. Once Gray starts taking back control of the land, that they're really going to howl. As they start losing, they're going to whistle for backup from California and eventually DC. Okay, they're going to try to get executive orders or things like that, which means you're going to need to have sympathizers at the level of California and DC who will side with you enough to block those actions, number one, and or number two, you actually get to the level of a sanctuary city and you say, I dare you.
Keep in mind, actions like this are already being attempted in places like Solano County, where they're trying to build California forever, or the actions that Gary Tan is taking in San Francisco. But the people in these areas are putting up a fight, and it's costly, and it's slowing everything down. Fortunately, Trump is talking about something called freedom cities, the creation of new cities on federal land.
Almost 1/3 of the landmass of the United States is owned by the federal government, with just a very, very small portion of that land, just a fraction, 1/2 of 1%. Would you believe that? We should hold a contest to charter up to 10 new cities and award them to the best proposals for development. These freedom cities will reopen the frontier, reignite American imagination.
I wonder where he got that idea. This is where J.D. Vance comes in. J.D. Vance is seen as a mild-mannered, well-spoken success story. Populist who was born into tough circumstances in Appalachia, but managed to pull himself up by his bootstraps, graduate from Yale Law, become a best-selling author, become a tech venture capitalist, only to give all of that up for public service. When he was officially tapped on the shoulder for the vice presidential nomination, many of his former colleagues celebrated.
They tried to buy a city recently and the state fought against it. Tennessee or Kentucky, I think.
Elon Musk, David Sachs, Mark Andreessen, and Balaji all tweeted their congratulations. After all, it was a strange choice for Donald Trump, especially compared to Mike Pence. But when it comes to J.D. Vance, a lot of people make strange choices. Peter Thiel invested $15 million in his campaign to become senator, the largest single donation to a Senate campaign in history. J.D. Vance is an extension of Peter Thiel. That doesn't mean that he is beholden to him, but it does mean that Peter Thiel has had such a huge influence on J.D. Vance's life that you cannot understand him without first understanding who Peter Thiel is.
I'm Peter Thiel. I build companies and I support people who are building new things.
I would say...
Okay. DBZ now says these people sound like they think they are smarter than they actually are. Unfortunately, they hold all the power. Not all.
Peter Thiel is the most honest representation of what Silicon Valley is today.
They only hold all the power if we're divided. That's the only way. That's the only way. That's why everything is built to divide.
Worth up to $9 billion, extremely well connected. He started off as a member of the PayPal mafia, the guys who invented PayPal, and they originally intended for that to be a libertarian alternative to the US dollar. But when it wasn't that and they sold out, he used the money that he made from PayPal to invest in other companies, including being the first outside investor in Facebook. And today he has invested in a huge portion of the tech industry, including companies like Sam Altman's OpenAI. He's also a big deal in the tech defense sector. He owns Palantir, which is a surveillance software that is basically omnipresent in the US government. It's used by the CIA, FBI, ICE, Homeland Security, various police forces. Palantir is also used by private companies such as Cambridge Analytica. In 2009, Thiel wrote a manifesto called The Education of a Libertarian. In this manifesto, he disavows electoral politics and democracy because he doesn't trust the people with big decisions, and he's come to believe that democracy and freedom are inherently incompatible. Over time, he has talked extensively about finding areas where great men can make choices as they see fit, unbridled by the law. Thiel gave the Trump campaign $1.25 million.
What Trump represents isn't crazy, and it's not going away. He points toward a new Republican Party. He points even beyond the remaking of one party to a new American politics.
And in return, he got an office in the Trump Tower where he had the president's ear and suggested candidates for his administration. Some of his selections didn't make the cut, like Balaji, but some did. Michael Kratsios was put in as the Chief Technology Officer of the United States of America, a position I did not know existed, and Michael Anton was put on the National Security Council. Michael Anton wrote a very concerning essay called The Flight 93 Election, which I have linked below, and it is very enlightening about who Peter Thiel thinks belongs on the National Security Council. And remember Curtis Yarvin, who we were talking about before? He is often referred to as Thiel's in-house philosopher. Thiel has not only invested in a number of Yarvin's businesses, but he keeps Yarvin in his inner circle. Yarvin watched the 2016 election from Peter Thiel's house, where they celebrated with champagne at Thiel's successful investment in the Trump campaign. And while Peter Thiel may not be as explicit in his beliefs as someone like Balaji or Elon, or even Mark Andreessen, Yarvin assured Milo Yiannopoulos over email that Peter Thiel was fully enlightened, just plays it very carefully. People in the New Right circles refer to Yarvin as Lord Yarvin, or the Prophet. This isn't someone on the fringe of the movement, this is someone who is respected. Just like Peter Thiel, J.D. Vance is an avid reader and friend of Curtis Yarvin.
There's this guy Curtis Yarvin who's written about some of these things.
Vance not only name checks Curtis Yarvin, but he often uses his languages and repeats his ideas.
You actually popularized the term red pill in the political context, is that right?
Yeah, that's actually true.
Is this concept of red pilling.
Yarvin writes a lot of strange things, but one thing I'm particularly interested in is the blueprint he wrote for Donald Trump called The Butterfly Revolution. It's quite radical and another thing that would be easy to dismiss, but here's a clip of Yarvin talking about why he thinks it would be successful today.
Americans of 2024 are incredibly frivolous, incredibly ironic. It is the most ironic society in history. Like, imagine people trying to cope with a film like The Matrix or Inception in like 1960. Total frame breaking of this kind in some ways is actually easier than the sort of incremental political logic that people have employed in the past. They can sort of more easily imagine, oh man, it's all the Truman Show. In fact, they mostly already believe that it's all the Truman Show. They just don't understand the implications of that.
Something I find concerning is the many ways that the Butterfly Revolution perfectly aligns with Project 2025. Not a huge amount of the tech bros in Silicon Valley are religious, but that doesn't really stop these kinds of groups working together. Definitionally, both of these movements are fascistic. Fascism has never been a fully coherent
sound like conspiracy theory.
Ideology. That's one of the things that gives fascism its strength, its ability to bring together groups from different movements, all of whom see fascism as a viable mechanism to achieving their own program. And that's why some people say that fascism is always hyphenated. So it's always going to be tech fascism and Christian fascism, but these people can work together, and they do.
One of the things that evangelicals and libertarians should agree on is that the political order is not divinely ordained.
Amen.
Project 2025 has similar stated goals to the tech industry. In particular, the dismantling of the administrative state and the return of self-governance to the people. Project 2025 is made up of 4 pillars. And Pillar 4 is the playbook. It is a transition plan for the president's eyes only. It will be rolled out upon the president's utterance of "So help me God." We don't know what's in this playbook, but given the alignment of talking points, key figures being involved in both, it wouldn't surprise me if it was similar to the Butterfly Revolution. And I think that's worth investigating. The Butterfly Revolution.
What is
Step
the Butterfly Revolution?
Campaign on autocracy.
He says, you're not going to be a dictator, are you? I said, no, other than day one.
Yarvin says that Donald Trump should run on his autocratic ambition, but he should frame it as destroying an inefficient and unworkable system.
We are in a late Republican period. If we're going to push back against it, we have to get pretty wild and pretty far out there and go in directions that a lot of conservatives right now are uncomfortable with.
We are in the process of the Second American Revolution, which will remain bloodless if the left allows it to be.
Step 2.
What?
Purge the bureaucracy. Curtis Yarvin refers to this as rage.
RAGE stands for retire all government employees.
And he has clearly influenced some very important people.
I think that what Trump should do, like if I was giving him one piece of advice, fire every single mid-level bureaucrat, every civil servant in the administrative state.
And we know that Donald Trump would be open to rage because it sounds a lot like Schedule F, an executive order issued by Donald Trump in October of 2020. Schedule F would have essentially stripped protections from civil servants who didn't show enough loyalty to the president of the day, which is why Joe Biden rescinded this order the second he came into office in January of 2021. But Trump has said he plans to reinstate it.
First, I will immediately reissue my 2020 executive order restoring the president's authority to remove rogue bureaucrats, and I will wield that power very aggressively.
But how could you accomplish that so quickly? I mean, you need civil servants. Don't worry, Project 2025 is already on it. Pillar 2 of Project 2025 could be considered MAGA LinkedIn. This platform is designed to pre-stream candidates for their loyalty and streamline the appointments process.
We talk about conservative warriors, but we want people who have been canceled, who've kind of figuratively given blood for the movement.
You can join it right now. Then pair that with Pillar 3, which is an online education platform known as the Presidential Administration Academy, and you have preemptively educated all future employees on what is expected of them from the conservative administration. Step 3. ignore the courts. According to Yavin, the president should simply state that he believes Madison v. Marbury was decided incorrectly, declare a state of emergency, and that way Supreme Court rulings would be merely advisory.
When the courts stop you, stand before the country like Andrew Jackson did and say the Chief Justice has made his ruling, now let him enforce it.
But thanks to recent Supreme Court decisions, he may not even need to do that.
The High Court has just issued one of its most consequential rulings in recent decades, a decision that not only affects the 2024 race for president following last week's contentious debate, but also the future of the presidency itself.
Trump v. United States has laid the groundwork to ensure that Donald Trump can ignore the court. Now, the president has absolute immunity for core official acts and presumptive immunity for all other official acts, a distinction that has not been clarified by the court, with only a few examples being provided and absolutely no guardrails to stop the misuse of this decision being put in place.
Today's decision almost certainly means that there are virtually no limits on what the president can do, because the power of the office will no longer be constrained by the law, even including the Supreme Court of the United States. The only limits will be self-imposed by the president alone.
Want real-time project updates without another status meeting? This AI's got you. This is...
Step 4. Co-opt Congress. Yavin suggests that Trump handpick candidates for every single seat, with the sole criterion being personal loyalty to him, because you can't have a parliamentary dictatorship if you don't have Congress. And while it seems like a big task, Yavin assures us you only need a couple of $1 billion. I know some people with a few $1 billion. While Peter Thiel may have decided to sit this election cycle out, Elon Musk, Mark Andreessen, Brian Armstrong have not.
We got to get the congressmen elected, and we got to get the senators elected, because we can take the Senate pretty easily. And I think with our little secret, we're going to do really well with the House, right? Our little secret is having a big impact. He and I have a secret. We'll tell you what it is when the race is over.
Step 5. Centralized police and government powers. In this declared state of emergency, Yavin suggests that Trump take direct control over all law enforcement agencies, federalize the National Guard, and effectively create a national police force that absorbs local bodies.
I think that actually the support of the Democratic public is a cipher. I think that actually all you need is command of the police.
This is so that a centralized police state can be created to back the power grab, and I'd say there's no way this could happen if Donald Trump hadn't tried to do it before. We know that he sent the National Guard during the George Floyd protests.
And then I was insistent on having the National Guard go in and do their work. It was like a miracle. It just, everything stopped.
And we know that he wanted to invoke the Insurrection Act.
If your state refuses to take the actions that are necessary to defend the life and property of their residents, then I will deploy the United States military and quickly solve the problem for them.
Now, there are, of course, protections within the law, posse comitatus, to stop a president from doing this, but Donald Trump has found a loophole before. I'm sure he'll find one again, especially in a state of emergency where he has absolute immunity for core official acts. Step 6. Shut down elite media and academic institutions. Yavin has explicitly said that you cannot have a New York Times or a Harvard past April. He has a popular theory that true power in America is held by something he calls the cathedral, a term that should alert you whenever you hear it to this kind of thing. The cathedral is made up of elite media and academic institutions that, according to Yavin, set the bound.
Lordy, DBZ says this sounds awfully similar to current events. A little bit.
Of acceptable political discourse and distort reality to conform with their ideological beliefs.
So the cathedral is essentially performing the functions that a ministry of truth would perform in a classic Orwellian, environment, and it's performing the functions that a religion would in a classic theocracy.
Therefore, existing media and academic institutions need to be dismantled. Vance has been quite vocal about his disdain for academic institutions, despite graduating from Yale, and often repeats Yavin's ideas in his own words.
So much of what we want to do in this movement in this country, I think, are fundamentally dependent on going through a set of very hostile institutions, specifically the universities, which control the knowledge in our society, which control what we call truth and what we call falsity, that provides research that gives credibility to some of the most ridiculous ideas that exist in our country. And so I think if any of us want to do the things that we want to do for our country and for the people who live in it, we have to honestly and aggressively attack the universities in this country.
Trump has said that if elected, he will reclaim the universities from the Marxist maniacs and lunatics who currently control them. How will he do this?
When I return to the White House, I will fire the radical left accreditors that have allowed our colleges to become dominated by Marxist maniacs and lunatics. We will then accept applications for new accreditors who will impose real standards on colleges.
In his Agenda 47, Trump has proposed a law to monitor universities for civil rights violations.
I will advance a measure to have them fined up to the entire amount of their endowment.
That means he could essentially put an institution like Harvard out of business overnight. Elon Musk spends a significant portion of his time trying to undermine existing media in favor of his own platform X. Trump has absolutely no problem getting rid of legacy media. He has repeatedly talked about the government's licensing of broadcast airwaves and about 15 times threatened to revoke licenses of existing stations.
And it's frankly disgusting the way the press is able to write whatever they want to write, and people should look into it.
Step 7. Turn out your people. Get your people out in the street to show their support for you anytime a government agency tries to obstruct you. Yavin says it should be like the post-Soviet revolutions. It should be masses of people. It should be joyful. And we know that Donald Trump has no problem in asking people to physically show their support for him.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength.
Once this butterfly revolution has taken place and the presidency looks more like a CEO or a king, the court of tech geniuses will have a much more realistic shot at getting what they want. One thing I can tell you about these Silicon Valley tech bros is that they are long-term thinkers. They are planning for years and years and years into the future. In case you needed more evidence that Silicon Valley and Project 2025 are in bed together, there is this strange tech conference called Reboot. And in September, at the last Reboot conference, which is all about creating a new reality, there was a special secret guest speaker. That secret guest speaker ended up being Kevin Roberts, who gave a speech titled Tech and the American Republic. The point of trying to put Vance in the VP position wasn't just to have him one heartbeat away from an old and ailing president. It was to introduce him to the world as the new blueprint of the Republican Party, to provide a strong option for a post-MAGA Republican Party, a party that will co-opt the government to destroy the country in order to allow self-described great men to install themselves as mini kings.
Okay, Lord. All right. Goodness gracious. So the end goal is Mr. Robot in real life. Cool. Lordy. That was a lot. We gotta decompress. Goodness gracious. Lordy. Thanks, APAC. Woo! Lordy. All right. We're gonna end there. Lot to think about, bruh. A lot to think about. So how do I get there, bro? I just need to be, just ahead of the curve. That's all. Just ahead of the curve. Just by a little bit. Yes, Vance is the true killer of democracy. I think these next few years is going to be very interesting, to say the least. Very, very interesting. Anyways, everyone, take care. Stay safe. Be amazing. Don't drink and drive. I'll catch you all mañana. I tried to catch fog earlier. I missed. What a way to go out. Touche, Frederick. Touche.